All right. Good morning. Good morning. We should have the feed up and running here in a second. It looks like it's going. Albert, hey, what's up, man? Have you seen Europe Needs to Wake Up? Fast YouTube video by Warfronts. If not, highly recommend it. I'll check it out, man. I have not. Tommy Davis, good morning. Bob says good morning. Dustin says good morning. Mike, Kyle, just stealing time. That's an interesting name. I like that. Oh, good morning, Rebecca. Good morning, Jesse. Let's see CPI report. How will the market react today? That is a great segue into what we're going to be talking about today, guys. We got a lot. So we're going to be talking about the market potentially being overextended over the short term. There's a number of indicators that look like that might be the case. But if we get a low CPI reading today, we're going to see things looking beautiful. By the way, I don't know if you noticed, I got my mic right. 2 days in a row. What? All right. So again, CPI inflation data at 7 right about now. We have MBA mortgage application data. And again, I'm expecting the mortgage rate to be about flat. Nothing too exciting. Oh, there we go. We got it. About flat. It was up 0.05%. So it did creep up just a little bit higher on the day, but really close to where we were at, and probably, again, peak over the short term because it follows the 10-year. And I think the 10-year is topping, if I'm right. Mortgage applications sucked, better than previous, but at least in expansion territory. Mortgage market index crept up slightly. Mortgage refinance index sucked. So these are not surprising things. Is anybody surprised by this? I would not be. I think this is something where, again, we were creeping up months ago in the refi and the mortgage market index. And the reason was rates had dropped aggressively, front running what was going to happen with the Fed dropping 50 bips. And then we had this issue, right? We had this issue where the bond market didn't like the fact that the Fed had dropped things 50 bips and thought that inflation is still coming. It's so scary. And that's why they're going to use that narrative very strongly today if we get a hot CPI. But the hot CPI, I'm glad you guys asked. There's a lot of things going on with that. Let's just take a note that I talked about earlier today. It says the formula for today is pretty simple. If the CPI is hot, the market will go down and I'm buying the dip, right? Why would it be hot? Used car prices and auto insurance create lagging effects that won't last much longer. That was actually something that Fundstrat was talking about today. So again, that membership is already paying for itself. Good data behind that. Not that I didn't know it, but it's always a good reminder. Sometimes you miss like the key things that you need to be thinking of. Adam, thank you for the coffee. By the way, guys, coffee, micro to macro mug, okay? Micro to macro mug. Fibonacci sequence. It's a great thing. All right. So again, used car, auto insurance, these are lagging effects. Used car prices, we're seeing, I think Fundstrat was talking about using the Manheim used car index and saying that there's a 2-month lag on it. I probably shouldn't give away too much of their information, but yeah. So, and I agree with that. Also, auto insurance will be coming down. Insurances as a whole will be coming down in the future. And then my boy, Chris Patel, he said that shelter is going to come down fast too, and I 100% agree with that. He said rents are already leveled off, and huge inventory increases and buyers priced out have resulted in a lot of price reductions. I agree with that too, and I actually think that heading into the spring, we'll see rates coming down more, and we'll see the existing home market open up, which made up over 80% of home sales before all the craziness that started to happen, right? So that's like an average, right? 75-80%. So that's going to be interesting, but it's not just this, guys. We've got Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy officially being named as in charge. Oh, if you guys could hit the little likeys and the little do a little typing thing for that 17.5x, 17.5x. That is always greatly appreciated. We got to make sure the people on X are paying attention to what's going on. But yeah, so we've got Doge. We got there. Oh, and thank you. 17,000 subscribers on YouTube. Awesome. 3,900 paying members between YouTube, X, and Discord. After I just thanked everybody yesterday, 20 hours ago, for 38. And on the 11th, 2 days ago, for 3,700. So needless to say, that's been amazing. Thank you, guys. I did post recently about Tesla being a buying opportunity because of the fact that we had the daily gap finally get closed. Well, I should say finally. It was like from 2 days ago, so I can't really say finally. But we had the daily gap closed, and that's a beautiful thing. Could we go lower? Yes, we can go lower if the CPI sucks, but I don't know if that's going to happen. MicroStrategy. So much good stuff here, guys. So much good stuff. But yeah, right here. I think this is more transformational, I said, for America's future than most people seem to realize. You have Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk, two of the most, again, powerful visionaries and executors I can think of that are going to be managing DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency. This is such a big deal. This is so much signal for what is to come. You should be very bullish. Very, very bullish. I did want to give this caveat, though. Ayesha Tariq, certified financial analyst. Is that what that means? Accountant. She said last Friday, Tesla call options were 41% of the total U.S. stock options notional trade. That actually is not bullish. When you're hitting record levels of stock options, it means a lot of people are going into them. So I think that actually could cause some short-term headwinds in front of us for Tesla's price. I will be using that as a dip buying opportunity. I also need to say something here. I think we got a lot of new people here, okay? So if you already know this, great, awesome, you're ahead of the game. But I do want to make sure that people understand something here. The purchases I made with ARGT, the Argentinian fund, Micron, MU, and TLT, these are what I call they're purchases for the future that I could benefit from now. But they're a source of funds over the short term to midterm, okay? What does that mean? That means that I will pull from them if I want to buy other things that I think are going to go up a lot over the short to midterm. So, and it could be the wrong decision. But again, they're something where they have a plus, but not a multiplier necessarily. So they have the potential for more upside. But then at the same case, they don't have a lot of downside risk, and I use them as cash. So I want to be very clear. I really believe in Argentina's future. But the fact that I literally dumped out of it like $75,000 yesterday to buy Tesla and other things doesn't mean I hate it anymore. It doesn't mean I'm Meet Kevin. I'm not turning into Meet Kevin. I promise you to God. Okay? It just means that I go into these with the mentality of this is a source of funds. If I don't need it, great. I'm just going to leave the money here and I'll keep stacking into these. But if I do need it, I will pull from them. So that's how I work, guys. I just wanted you to understand that. Make sure that you get it, okay? Also, we need to talk about MicroStrategy. This is exciting. MicroStrategy is exciting, guys. I really love MicroStrategy. But there's stuff with miners you got to think about. So today, warning, Kramer is bullish on Tesla. Dumb. That could be a problem. But, okay, so we got stuff to talk about. There's very important stuff to talk about. Let's look real quickly. Let's see if Tesla's still up. Jinzo21, appreciate you explaining your moves, Jesse, but don't feel bad, brother. You've done a lot for the masses, man. Love you. Yeah, I'm happy. Yeah. And again, it's just one of those things. I just want to make sure people, especially new people, get it. And that you understand what I'm trying to say, right? So it's especially like for people that have been here a while, you're just like, oh, yeah, that's dumb. I understand that. But for people that are new, other investors are completely different in their mentality and how they work. So I need to make sure that everybody can follow along and get up to speed as quickly as possible, right? So there's a couple things I want to note today. Bitcoin miners. I know these questions are going to come up, so let's just get them out of the way. Mara had earnings yesterday. Got bitch slapped. Down 8% after hours. We're going to talk about that. Riot down 5.4%. CleanSpark down 4.71%. BITX down 4.15%. Iron down 4%. Bitfarms down 4.46%. Cypher, do you see a pattern here? The things that are getting bitch slapped today are mostly miners. And DLO has earnings. I don't know if they had them this morning. I need to look at that one because I did buy some dippity dip on that one. So we need to check that out. But here's the thing I want you to understand. MicroStrategy today only down 1.46%. Here's the question I can see coming. I can see it coming already. Did Jesse do earnings on BITF? No, but we can look at them. So here's what I see happening today. Wait a second, my miners are down today. What's going on? Why is MicroStrategy doing better? Maybe I should leave the miners and go into MicroStrategy. Blah, 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 blah. And then I see all the MicroStrategy bros going, dude, I told you. MicroStrategy is so much better than Bitcoin miners, dude. That's what you need to be owning. And then I see a bunch of people like little fucking sheep going, bah, bah, and they're just going to leave their miners and then go over to MicroStrategy. So we need to clarify stuff so that the sheep in the herd can stay where they need to stay. What's the mug of the day? It's MicroStrategy. I'm sorry, micro to macro, not micro. It's me. It's me. I'm the mug of the day. I'm the mug of the day. But, and you can get it in different colors around the rim and stuff. It's very exciting. All right. So why should you not be a sheep and jump over to MicroStrategy right now? This is a great question. I'm glad you asked. Let's talk about it. Let's stew on it, okay? So let's just look at Mara and see how Mara did, okay? Oh, wait, their Bitcoin production is flat? Wow, that sucks. Oh, but their mining hash rate's up. I suppose that's good. Is Mara the best Bitcoin miner as far as their operating efficiency and all these other things? And just how they manage their miners? No. I would put them as subpar, maybe under 50% for the average, okay? So not great at what they do. But they're smart. Fred Thiel is not a stupid man, and I did not do earnings. I'm going to go back and watch what Fred Thiel said. He's the CEO of Mara, because I do want to get a bead on his take on what's happening with the markets. But just not a great quarter. Q3 negative 124 million. Looks like it sucks, right? Revenue's down. Not a great number. They got debt. They got debt because they bought Bitcoin. That's not a bad play. Let's just remember that. Share dilution increasing. Or I shouldn't say increasing, but kind of on pace. Again, people have just been diluted by miners like crazy, and they hate that. Forward PE is 39.53. Existing PE is 23. That looks like shit. Okay? But this is what you have to think of, okay? Look at what their guidance is. And why is it this? Why is their guidance so much higher? I would argue it's a few things, okay? But let's just keep it simple right now. This is just because Bitcoin's price is going up a lot. Let's look at what was Bitcoin's price at the end of the quarter from when miners have to report. What was Bitcoin's price? Let's just look here. Let's go to the daily. Let's look right here. So what did they end up reporting their quarter on? Right about here. Right about here. $69,000. What has Bitcoin done since then? Okay? So let's remember that, just to start off with. Let's just look at that, okay? So how much has Bitcoin's price went up since this, right? How much has it went up? So it was as high as 30%. Right now, it's just a mere 28%. That in and of itself is bullish, and what I would say the reason for Mara's guidance higher. But what else is happening, guys? Have you heard of this guy? His name is Donald Trump. He got elected recently as this president of the United States. And from what I hear, he's got control over everything. Now, if you're a Democrat, you think that's the apocalypse. Hopefully you haven't murdered your family. Like, no joke, that actually happened. It's sad as shit. But hopefully you're not like some crazy lib who can't understand the reality of what's going to happen. Can we get a mug with your face on it? Yeah, I think that's brilliant. Fuck yeah, we could do that. Let me add that to my notes here. Nope, not that one, not that one, not that one. Okay, right, this one. Mug with face on it. Mug with face on it. All right, done. But yeah, so there's this guy, Donald J. Trump, and then there's these other people, all these other people that are behind him, right? And what did Donald J. Trump say that his main goal was in the first year? Lowering energy prices by 50% plus. Do you know who benefits from that? A fuck ton? Every Bitcoin miner. Every one of them. Now, don't get me wrong, if you're Coors and you go bankrupt, again, maybe you don't benefit. Or some other shitty miner. Maybe you don't benefit, right? A thermic mug which is black, but once hot water is poured into it, shows fib levels. Oh my God, Albert. I don't know if I can do that, but I fucking love it. All right, adding that on the list. Fib levels with Thermic. Oh my God, you guys are great. All right, so yeah, so think about that, right? Like, who's going to benefit the most? And so now we have, like, just look at it this way. The PE ratio, existing one, was 23, which I would argue is low when you get into the hype cycle of Bitcoin, right? So 50, 60 PE levels, you could see that for a forward PE for Bitcoin miners, I think, personally. And we know historically that these things operate at a 3 to, in extreme cases, 6x multiple of the underlying asset. And MicroStrategy is just a baby. It can only do 2 to 3x, right? Even though it's got great yield. I think their yield for last year averaged 23 or 25% or some shit. Ridiculous. And we know it can operate at a certain amount to NAV that is huge. We got them CNBC's talking about Trump's legislative priorities. We're going to have to look at that in a second. But here's the thing I want you to understand, okay? MicroStrategy, great play. Going to weather the storm, really good. Larger container, right? Going to do better first. That's how things work, right? Gold did better, arguably, first. Bitcoin doing better now. Altcoins starting to do better. MicroStrategy doing better. MicroStrategy has led this entire thing, man. Entire first half, all MicroStrategy. It will continue to do well in the second half. But the miners with reduced energy costs, with slowing hash rate growth, because that's what happens in the second half. It starts to slow down and peter off and kind of plateaus. You're going to see miners exploding higher, especially the big dogs, the ones that already did all the front loading for their share dilution, the ones that might slow down or stop on share dilution. Got to remember, CleanSpark is like front run a lot of this. I shouldn't say that. They still will have share dilution, but they're doing great. Their plans are sitting good, paid for. They're looking wonderful. Oklo, you're not going to like me on that one, XMB. You're not going to like me on OKLO. You're not going to like me, bro. Unless you should throw out any reasons why you believe that's amazing. Because stock price going up is not one that I care about. So if you got news or something, throw it out. Otherwise, I'm probably going to shit on it. All right. Anyway, let's just slow down and digest all this, okay? I came at you hot and heavy today. So we need to slow down. We need to figure shit out. So I'm going to look at We're gonna hop over here and kind of see what the CNBCers are doing. Also, other things. Let's go back. So mortgage is a mess. That's all going to get better in the spring. We've been saying that for a while. It will happen. Inflation, core, regular inflation, CPI, all coming out by 8:30. Market open, going to be lit. Okay. Total household debt coming out at 11. That's going to be a fun figure. I could see that going up, but that's good. You actually have total household debt going up in an expansionary time, guys. People take on debt, especially when rates are getting lower. Not the end of the world, especially when people's wealth is outpacing the debt, at least the top 60%, especially the top percent. Okta leaps. They have treated us well in the past. I haven't really looked at Okta in a while. And I don't know if it's run a lot. I mean, you don't get into options, guys, when things have run a lot. You don't do that, right? Like if Tesla's up 50% in a short period of time, do you all of a sudden go like, hey, you know what I should do? I should buy leaps because Jesse made 250% off of his leaps since the election. No, you shouldn't do that because that means you're buying my fucking bags. And we just got done showing for Tesla recently how people have been piling in. Where was that? It was up here, down here somewhere. People have been piling into options. So do you want to piggyback off of that? No, you don't want to get your ass handed to you. So even though it would help my bags, cannot recommend. Okay? Cannot recommend. And I put 75,000 roughly, I think it was something like that, down 15.5% on the calls yesterday. I will do more of that today. But again, I just don't want people getting wrecked. We got good stuff in front of us, guys. Let's have some fun with it for sure. But don't get yourself wrecked. Don't do stupid shit. All right, so we're going to back up. We got Carvana over here. Nobody gives a shit about that. They are up today, though. That's exciting. Good job, Carvana. That's probably going to be an opportunity for a short for me in the future. But I don't know. That could be a year out. That could be a year and a half. I'm just not sure. All right, let's go back here. We got legislative priorities. We're going to definitely look at that. But before we let Andrew Dorkin talk, we're gonna look at some comments real quick here. 4.42 10-year add 250 base MTG rate. It's a lot of words, XMB. Love you, man. All right, let me see. So we got a bunch of good mornings. We got brother, good morning. Is Kava pretend Chipotle? I don't know what you mean by pretend Chipotle, but I do think Kava is very overextended, and I don't think that's going to be good over the long run. But there's a lot of cheap cars to sell, or will be cheap cars. I think car prices are going to plummet. You know what? There's this car guru price over time. I think was it Car Guru? Pricing index. Oh God, I haven't looked at this so long. We're going in the way back, guys. We're going in the way back. We got to have some fun here real quick, okay? Oh, what is that shit? Turn that off. How dare you? How dare you, bro? There you go. All right, better. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. All right, let's go to the way back here. Oh my gosh. Haven't looked at this in ages, yo. Oh no, wait, I gotta set the date. That's stupid. Can I just select it? Why do I gotta set it? Somebody needs to talk to their programmer. All right, guys, so a couple things. Look at this. This is exciting. Let me just make sure I got this in view well. So look at what prices were before the pandemic. Let's just start there, okay? Average price for a vehicle, $21,000. Do you guys remember those days? Seems like a long time ago. Anyway, what did they go up to? $31,500 for these. And this isn't even average price, I don't think. What is this containing? This is probably, this is the Car Guru's index. It's got a bunch of different cars, right? We got to have Tesla in here, by the way. Let's just select Tesla. Let's look at a few here. Do we have any BYDs? No, of course we don't have the Chinese crap. Let's go to Ford. We want some Fords in here. We want some GMCs. Maybe a little BMW, a little Audi up in here. Yeah, whatever. That's good enough. All right, so a couple things, right? So it's hard to see from this, but there was this massive uptick, and maybe I need to go back. No, I mean, I guess it's here. It just looks so tiny right now. It just looks so tiny to me. It's weird. But you can see how Teslas were high prices, right? Demanding a high premium because they had the S, the X, all these things that were their major sellers. And then they started producing the 3, but then they started producing the Y en masse. And then prices for Tesla. And then Elon Musk famously up here said, guys, I know everybody's excited about what happened after the pandemic. I know we all made a lot of money. I mean, he didn't say any of these things, but this is essentially what he said. But there's scary stuff happening from the Fed raising rates at the most aggressive rate in history. He didn't say that either. That's me saying, I guess. But so what we're going to do is we're scared of what's coming. We're going to drop prices and COGS, basically the cost of the gears and the components. We're going to drop that shit a ton, and we're going to lower our prices down to rock bottom so that we start putting pressure on the rest of the auto industry. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but that's what he said. And that's what he did. So average prices for Teslas went from, what, 67,500. I mean, it was even higher over here, but I can't get this blip. But let's say $68,000 for your average Tesla, right? And what did he bring them down? What did he bring them down to now? The average price of a Tesla is God damn it, I can't even see the little line. Is about $30,000, $30,000. Can you imagine that? So he's crushed the auto industry sector, and those prices are going to roll the fuck over. And that in FundStrat's data today, he was talking about Manheim coming down hard, but it's got a 2-month lagging effect. So we'll see we could see the CPI go a little hot, and then we're going to see it roll over. This is the thing I wanted to make you guys understand, though. Right now, Tesla is devastating to the other auto sector, autos. Like the rest of the auto industry is getting destroyed utterly by Tesla right now. And you can see this. If we update this chart, just look at this. Can you imagine a car company that has cars that can drive themselves, that are better in every way, cheaper to operate because the energy costs are much lower, virtually no maintenance, and they've dropped down into your price points? Can you imagine how much pain that is? I bet you can. And we're going to go back here. Again, I'll get back to chat, and I want to hear what they have to say about Trump's cabinet. That's the thing. We want to listen to that. But Tesla is just going to destroy everybody, okay? They're going to destroy everybody. Look at this. And not just in this sector, every sector. Comcast putting MSNBC up for sale. CNN just announced massive layoffs coming. Tesla is destroying the auto sector, and they're and with X, they're destroying mainstream media. they're taking. I put this. This is not priced in. Manny, another 50. Are you serious, bro? If you're not a retired boxer, you definitely are a badass. Either way. Thank you again, man. I really appreciate your patronage, guys. You just got the ability to talk and chat. That allows you to be able to ask about stocks and just hit up the channel. And I do pay attention to chat. 90% of it I'll respond to, maybe 75 now, just because there's so much of it. But thank you, Manny. You're godsend, bro. I really appreciate you, Susan, and just so many other people that support this channel every day. Really appreciate you guys. But yeah, look at this, guys. I said none of this is priced in. You know how we know this isn't priced in? Because Morgan Stanley said the price should be like $450 just with the Optimus stuff. Look at this. Major Tesla catalyst in the next 1 to 2 years. Unsupervised FSD in 2025 in Texas and California. Tesla ride-hailing network launch. Cybercab production 2026, 2 to 4 million units. Optimus production starting this year. Or next year, 2025. There's so much, and that's not even all of it. And then there's Tesla's energy business. This is a parabolic growth curve. I don't know if you guys have heard of those. There's just so much, guys. Again, and Herbert, I don't know if I'm going to do the thing with him. I told him I'm growing too quickly, and I just want to take a breather. I might do. He's really orchestrated, or like organized. I should say orchestrated. He's really organized, and wants a slide deck, and I'll probably give him this stuff, but I'm just overwhelmed right now, guys. I've got at least 100 plus DMs every day, just coming from X. And that's not even including the garbage. And then I have Discord, of which I'm going to be working on hard today, guys. Tomorrow, I might be gone after the market open. I'm going to help a friend pick up his Tesla. My buddy Trevor just got one. But the Discord has over 1,000 members now, guys. 1,026. It just grew to. I'm going to be working on the Discord a lot. We've got the architect. He's still doing his stuff. He's got this transcript section. That's interesting. He's going to be doing a bunch more add-ons. The tickers to add, I am way behind on. I'm so far behind. So I'll be adding a bunch of these, and I'll also be adding Admin Wife still up in here doing her thing. Thank you, Admin Wife. But I'll be adding a wicked amount of tickers to the stock section. I'll be adding some to the Bitcoin section in regard to, I'll probably have like a Bitcoin signals section that I'm bringing that will have a bunch of different things that I follow in regard to like market tops and bottoms. 2 minutes to the CPI release. Is it really? Is this thing still broken? All right, we'll take a look at that if it's 2 minutes. We'll take a look at that. But I've got this entire crypto section, guys. I'm going to be adding charts to. It's kind of a wasteland right now. I'll be creating charts and adding charts, trying to show all the different areas that I believe are resistance levels. So I'll be doing that for like everyone that's in here and then some. I'm also going to be adding a bunch of tickers for bond related stuff, for commodities. There's just a bunch of charts coming into Discord today and throughout the rest of this week that I've been lagging on. So I will be getting caught up with that. But Discord is fucking lit. You guys are insane. Thank you for all your patronage. CPI data. You're right. I thought this was coming out in an hour, but I must still have, there's something weird with the time zones that's throwing this off. I got to get that in my head. So CPI is ticking away, guys. So we'll have to skip what's going on CNBC with appointments and maybe go back to that later. But we got CPI coming out. We're going to know real quickly what's happening here, and it looks like we got an hour until open. So thank you for the heads up there, bro. I'm not sure who said CPI. Dominic, thank you, sir. And probably maybe other people. All right, so 20 seconds, guys. Counting down. Thank you to the 750 people, almost 800 that are here. If you guys could hit the like, it's greatly appreciated. And if you could share, it helps build up the channel. That helps all of us, okay? The more smart people we get in here, the better. All right, are we refreshing? It looks like it's calculating. Gonna get a bunch of pop-ups here in a second. Checking over here. Gonna go to live. Still waiting. Waiting on a dump. If you guys get the dump early and somebody sees it on X, actual 3.3, beautiful. What about the monthly? Anybody got the monthly? Oh, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
Welcome back to Swag Fox. Rick Santelli here live at CME HQ.
That's what we wanted.
That's
what we wanted. We'll talk about it more.
News. Headline, CPI expected up 0.2, delivers up 0.2, exactly as expected. Strip out inflation, up 0.3, exactly as expected. If you look at year over year, 2.6, as expected, but 0.2 hotter than the rear view mirror. 0.2 hotter than the rear view mirror.
Nobody give a fuck.
That is basically a very important issue to pay attention to, considering that this really has been out of...
If this was the hot read, it's game fucking over. This, you got to remember the lag effect of autos in prices that were ticking a little bit higher still. You got to remember the insurance, auto insurance, rental insurance, house insurance, all these lagging effects that will be rolling over in the future. You got to remember that we'll see housing come down, and that will cause shelter to come down in the spring. This is so fucking good. So fucking good.
All the inflation metrics following a linear path down pretty much every month this year. So we see that pop. If we look at year-over-year core, ex-food and energy, 3.3.
Bitcoin's freaking. We got the Bitcoins and the freaking.
Exactly as we were expecting.
Get that rolling down in the bottom, guys.
And this one does.
Oh yeah, we're gonna break 90 again.
At 3.3.
Today's the day, guys. It's gonna be a good day.
Since it was in May at 3.4. We've had 3.2 2 months in a row prior to this. So you could say it's a bit warmer. Now, if we look at the indexes, and I like to look at the indexes once again continue to move higher to all-time forever highs, whether it's the index headline or the index core. Now, I very rarely look at real average hourly earnings, but they are so lofty. On a year-over-year basis, 1.4, same as last month, but that's the best since June of 23. That's real hourly earnings year-over-year. If we look at real weekly earnings year-over-year, at 1.4%.
All right, Bitcoin ticker in the bottom right.
Since March of 21. Real means inflation adjusted.
Pamp
you need
it.
to pay attention to that as
Get
the
your
equities
merch.
have been on a tear for the most part since the election. We see that yields initially moved a bit lower. I would suspect that that's going to reverse a little bit. We see pre-opening equities.
Yeah, we should check yields.
Have popped as well. The market seems to have it right. It saw yields run up a little bit on inflation yesterday. And these numbers, though, as expected, certainly don't.
Am I seeing a market correction soon? If this data was hot today, hell yeah. If inflation was hot, they'd use that as a narrative. We're near peak tops where we could see things roll over. The way the data's coming in, though, and I need to look at it. I'm just listening to Rick. We'll look at it in more detail in a second. It looks fucking good to me. And so I actually think we could continue our run.
Don't have a frigid air about them.
SoFi's up 14 points or percents. I operate off percent. But either way, congratulations. It's at 1406. Okay, gotcha. That's awesome. Congrats, guys. Congrats.
Andrew, back to you.
Thank you, Rick. We've also got some other breaking news, and we're going to get back to you in just a moment.
I'm so old that Rick Santelli was my options broker. XMB, that is badass. OG legend right there.
But I want to get over to David Faber down at the New York Stock Exchange.
I'm so old I made money on Kodak. I love this group so much. I love you guys so much.
He's got some other breaking news to bring us.
What do we got?
Yeah, Andrew, it involves Liberty Media, of course.
Don't give a shit.
Company run by Greg.
All right, so we're going to let that roll, guys. We're going to leave it on live. We're going to jump over here and look at the actual data ourselves because you know me. I like to look at it and see if there's anything more telling that we don't already know. Skipping the month-over-month bullshit because that's all noise to me. This is a great number. This is just a great number. In line with consensus and forecast. It's what you want to see right now. We will end up, I think, creeping higher over time slightly, but yeah, it's a great number. I can't believe this. We just passed 3,900 paying members, and I think we could do 4,000 today. That is insane to me. We're so close. Alexander just helped too. Thanks, bro. This is just nuts, guys. This is. Anyway, that was the core. Let's look at the inflation number, okay? So the inflation number came in, again, previous was 2.4, ticked up 0.2%. for the overall number. This is inclusive of everything. But if we look at, like, again, the 5-year, does it look crazy on the 5-year? It does not look crazy. It looks really pretty much in line pre-pandemic, right? Like it looks pre-pandemic before we had the big drop and then the big increase. So this is not a scary range to be in. This is not hot and frightening in any way, okay? It's just not. It's not. Could you have a look into CE? Way oversold. Some calls here. Shouldn't be too bad. We will do that in a second. We're probably still we got news to go over. We got about 800 people here. That's awesome. We got news to go over. I probably want to see if there's anything interesting on CNBC. Most of the time there isn't, but sometimes there's some real ballers there. We might take a look at the videos from yesterday, bring those up too. And again, we just got more news to roll through. But today, guys, this is looking good to me. This looks more like continuation. This looks awesome for the United States. The United States looks like a powerhouse right now. And let's look at the 1 hour. I want to see it on Bitcoin down in the bottom right, guys. I want to see how that did. Oh, yeah. You could see how that was ready to roll over, right? That was ready to roll over. Look at this. This was ready to roll over in bear flag, but what just happened kept that from happening. And now it looks more like an ascending triangle on the shorter timeline. Let me show you what I mean by that. So over in this bottom right corner, that's where we're playing right now, guys. I'll make this red. And then I'll show you this. And then we'll do this. So we'll do this right here, right? And I'll just make this green. I can't draw it all out because I don't have a lot of space to work with. And I'll save this real quick. But this is what we call an ascending triangle. So it could have been a small bear flag that rolled over. And then this could have been what looks like kind of like a double, triple top over the shorter time frame. I don't like operating in 4 hour. This is like the 1 hour maybe. But it's not doing that. It looks bullish, and we love that, okay? Chinese batteries cattle would build a U.S. plant if Trump... Yeah, no, dude. I think they're going to. Cattle's getting ready to, right? Pretty sure that's happening. Let me see. Let me look at something real quick. U.S. economy. Let's jump into that. Nice segue. Cattle open to U.S. Oh, yeah. Sorry. So they're open to U.S. factory with Trump's green light. I see that happening. It'll be one of those things where sourcing will be a concern. But Trump wants all the Chinese companies to build in America. Trust me, he wants that. So I could see, and you could see more of this because even though China's seeing a mass exodus, they still want help. And they need help. They need their companies to do okay, right? And so for their companies to do okay, if everybody's leaving China, they need to be able to make revenues overseas. And so China will allow this just because they have to. Just because they have to. Yeah, unlike Meet Kevin's, your boy lost so much money today. We do the opposite of that on this channel. So tell everybody on Meet Kevin's channel to come over here, okay? And Manny247 is a beast. Cattle is a SPAC. Cattle is a SPAC. Cattle is a battery maker from China. And they're going to be coming here. They're going to be coming here. I ain't investing in it. I don't give a shit about this company. But they're going to be making in America, and that's what we like, right? Also, renewable energy. I put renewable energy will be utilized without incentives from our government, and real Donald Trump is pro-energy, which means all energy, especially with Elon Musk's influence. Gerd, thank you very much, sir, for joining. We're going to get to that 4,000 level. I can see it now. Thank you very much. Oh, you can set goals. I should set goals in my chat. Whatever. Anyway, let's get to it. So this is just talking about Texas and West Texas specifically and how they're just going through a renewable energy boom. In Texas, guys. In Texas. Look at this. And not just in West Texas, but all of it. But look at this. This is solar and wind in West Texas. Look at how much is being built for gigawatts. Look at that. And then ERCOT, look at this, like almost, 40% of ERCOT is solar and wind, okay? Just solar and wind. And then you got some nuclear on here too. You do solar, wind, nuclear. I don't know if hydro is really a thing in Texas, but you're probably over 50% renewables or clean energy right there, guys. So like all this stuff, the woke ass, like I can't even say woke ass, but all this stuff liberals push for with like, we need to use more renewable energy, yada, yada. While at the same time in Germany turning off nuclear reactors, stupid fucking shit, and then turning coal up. And then not saying anything about China producing the vast majority of the disgustingness of dirty coal and all this other crap. We just ignore all these things and ignore the data. Texas, black gold. If you guys have ever watched the Beverly Hillbillies, most of you are probably too young for that. But I could that song's going through my head right now. But Texas is going to be a leader on renewable energy. If you don't understand that, and battery systems. If you don't understand that, you will soon. So these are exciting times, guys, as Bitcoin gets ready to break higher, getting ready to break above 89,000. Today is going to be a good day. Glad we bought some dip yesterday, guys. Glad we bought some dip yesterday. And also, just because I haven't done you enough I told you so's yet today. Texas tea. Yes, sir, Chris. Yes, Chris knows what's up. Just because I haven't done the I told you so yet, we're going to jump into that phase, okay? So where do I have it over here? Where do I have it? It's over here somewhere. Oh, yeah, right here, right here. So yesterday, 2 members on X and Discord. Well, no, this was probably an X-only post. This is an X-only post. Because we have stuff syncing with Discord, but subscriber-only posts I don't think actually show up in Discord. If I'm wrong about that, let me know, guys. But I put, hey, the daily gap closed. It's time to buy. And then I bought. And I bought like $75,000 in calls. I bought them. I dipped back into them again, down 15.5% on the day. And I showed the trade for these, and I said that I bought Tesla in Discord. That you guys for sure get. 4,000 was the target. Yes, sir. Yep, that's the target. And I think we're real close to that. We'll be there by the end of the day. I'm not worried about it. But this is awesome, guys. We're going to see Tesla booming. And I know this because if we pull up Tesla in pre-market, we're up 3.5%, almost 340 on the day. Going to have to raise this up a little bit here. Get that right about to there. And get this up to the fib. And then this other one is the previous all-time high. God, I can't believe we're there already, guys. So many tailwinds behind us right now. Over 89,000 on Bitcoin, guys. We're going to make so much money. Yeah, boy Jesse is going to make so much money. And you know who's coming along with for the ride? All of you guys, okay? That are optimistic about the future, that believed in Elon Musk, that knew that Donald Trump was going to win the election, that believe in Bitcoin. All of you guys that believed in America and in democracy and capitalism and meritocracy, all of you guys are going to make a shit ton. Holy fudge and thank you, love. I'm definitely feeling the love. With 50 more memberships, we broke 4,000, guys. I can't believe this. I just got to say this on X. Sorry to take up part of the stream for this, guys. We are going to hop in here. I'm going to post this on X real quick. I'm not going to waste your time. We're going to listen to what they have to say in CNBC. I do want to go back. I want to hear the Trump's appointments. I don't think there's much more that I care about from CNBC, but I want to hear this Trump appointment thing. So I'm going to make a post thanking everybody for 4,000 members, and we're going to listen to CNBC right now.
I think the real uncertainty comes in the fact that, there is, 27 being, I think, the magic number that one has got to acquire in terms of votes. And if Rick Scott's in there, he could be the spoiler where they go to a second round. So I think that is my sense, kind of looking from the outside. And in these leadership races, typically, even in the House, outside forces don't really make a lot of difference. And let's see if we're in a new era now, because I do think that
even when the outside force
is Donald Trump.
Is Donald Trump.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It is, the fact that there have been protests from what I read and hear on at senators' offices in their homes. I mean, that is new stuff. I mean, because it's just
Trump
not.
hasn't said anything.
No, but Elon Musk has, and that's
Right. I mean, I think there's a clear signal being sent, but I think also Trump realizes, this has always been an insider's game, and not sure he can really influence it, because at the end of the day, it's a secret ballot. So
thank you all.
How secret it is after the vote?
Yeah. Well, there've been a couple of senators who have said that they're going to
You
vote
guys
for
are
Rick
insane.
Scott.
Well, I mean, like somebody like Marco Rubio, but that's understandable. It's a fellow state,
You guys are insane.
He's close enough.
And he's now part of the
We just had
cabinet.
Haggerty on.
Haggerty said it.
Haggerty.
Right,
Lee
right.
said it.
And there's also people vying to, vying to be a part of the administration, and there's a signal that's been sent. So I do think that, we'll see how it plays out. My
guys
gut
are
is it
insane.
will stay where, in the sort of more traditional lane.
Really?
And-
Talking about this administration, by the way, on the finance end of it,
Yeah.
I assume you were spending a little bit of time trying to figure out or think through who may ultimately be the Treasury Secretary, who may run Commerce.
It's a very
Who's on your list?
well. Listen, I think what President Trump has demonstrated is not too dissimilar from what has gone on traditionally with modern day presidents. I mean, they want people who are loyal to them. They want people who can execute on their agenda, and that's exactly what's happening here. And so I don't think it's so outlandish, this process. Now,
Do you think we're talking about Lutnick? Do you think we're talking about Scott Bessent? What's the...
I have no ability to see in as to who's really in the lead right now, but I think there's one thing clear, that we are about robust growth, and that's where the focus is going to be.
Are you absolutely sure it's going to help your business?
Thank you, guys.
I'll tell you what, and I was thinking about Peter yesterday, Orzag, who
I love
now
you
has
guys.
a real job. He's like Lazard.
Right.
It actually matters. What the guy, he was in a good mood. I swear to God. He
Is
looked
anybody
like
left
he
without a
was in-
membership?
It didn't
Right.
go the Democrats' way. But I almost said to him,
You guys are getting me
are
sentimental.
Happy. You are
even
happy.
a reluctant acceptance of the fact that
But if you're in a
Right.
business like Lazard, it's going to be
Same thing
better
with
for
Moelis.
you.
Listen, same thing with Moelis. What we have seen is, typically in my, short time on Wall Street that's getting longer now, is that, that typically Washington is a side deal, right? And it's people.
See, that wouldn't work out, Genzo 21, because if I became the Federal Reserve chair, I would just end the Fed. So I don't know that they'll appoint me. Maybe they will.
Or figuring out how to work around it. But I do think that over the last sort of 6 to 8 weeks, there has been a real pause to see what's going to happen. And now, we've all seen the return to some of the market of the sponsors now. We've all seen, sort of people now, I think, a breath of fresh air on the regulatory front, because you think about the changes that are in store at the
William says, you helped me make 6 figures for the first time ever. All I need now is help on when to sell and make it realize gains. Let's go. I'm pretty good with getting out and trying to be safe. So if people think I'm like, why did I buy Dole? DLO, I think is what you're saying, not Dole. But it's a Hail Mary. I posted about it with members on X yesterday. But it's a Hail Mary play. I lost a bunch of money. I threw like 10 or 15K into it. We'll see if it turns out good. I believe in the Latin American market. It's a cheap forward PE. The company looks pretty good. I don't know. We'll see what happens with it. But it's just a small amount of money. I don't care. It's just a Hail Mary.
The FTC, there was nobody like.
How do you get on Discord? For anybody who wants it, and Discord's going to get a lot better between the architect, admin wife. Discord's only been up for like a month, guys, and everything I'm doing with my charts, it's going to get a lot better. But that should be Discord. Let me make sure it works. Yeah, that's Discord. And honestly, just the starter pack is fine. You probably get 99% of it from there. Anybody above that is just contributing a lot to help the channel and my work. So, but that'll get you into the Discord. The Discord has a lot of stuff. I'm adding, so like if you look here, you can see people talking about Apple. You can go up here. You can look at my charts that I have for Apple. I need to update a bunch of charts. That's one of the things I'm doing. And you can see ARCG is the same thing. My charts are listed up here. So all the I've got to do this for crypto. I haven't done enough of it, so I'm going to be working on those today. But like Bitcoin related investments, you'll be able to see all that stuff. You can see what people are saying. I got my Bitcoin chart. I got my Bitcoin miner list. There's more things I need to add, like Bitcoin dominance, just a bunch of stuff. But you get access to all my charts in one place. That's one unique thing about the Discord. Plus, you get the community. These guys have a bunch of great ideas. Some of the stock picks that I gain over time are from the community. And I've got a short list right now that I absolutely love. But the crypto side's kind of a wasteland and empty, but that'll be better here soon as I add all the charts into it. That seems to be the driving force. So they serve different purposes. X is where you can get real-time posts, maybe posts you won't see other places, like this little daily gap filled. But if you're not always active on X, you want to see my trades, Discord is the better place for that. We actually have, in Discord, we have the ability to see all of my YouTube socials come in through here. Unless you're not a member, you need to be at least a $2 member in YouTube. By the way, guys, we're getting ready to break out, if you look in the bottom right corner, out of that ascending triangle. So we're getting ready to break out from that. That measured move is going to get us into the $92,000, $93,000 range I was talking about. That's coming right now. But you can see all my YouTubes outside of member one, so you have to be at least a $2 paying member to be able to see those. And then you can see all the stuff coming over to from X. Again, unless you're not a subscriber, you might miss some of those posts. But you can get all that stuff in one place. You can also get the daily trades that I'm seeing. This is a better place to probably see all of them in historical order. And then you get portfolio allocations. I'll be updating that hopefully by tomorrow morning. I'll get that. I'm trying to do that at least a couple times a week. I'm going to see if I can figure out how to do it daily by automating it. Thank you to the 877 people here. Really appreciate you. But we'll be doing more of that too. And again, there's a lot of things that are going to be coming for the Discord, including we got transcripts that have come in. The architect, Matthew, has a lot of great ideas, and he's contributing. And then JD is a huge help in there too. There's just a lot of you guys that are awesome and just running with stuff and making this community better by the minute. And I really appreciate all you guys and your hard work. I really, really do. Thank you so much. I can't believe I'm over 4,000. I didn't even have subscriptions on X like less than 2 months ago. I didn't even have a Discord. I want to say like maybe it's been over 2 months now, but just about 2 months ago. And all I had 3 months ago was like 1,100 people, maybe even less than that, maybe closer to 1,000, maybe under 1,000 for members on YouTube. And now in 2 to 3 months, there's over 4,000 of you. That is incredibly humbling. Thank you so much. You've allowed me to be able to get FundStrap memberships. I also got one for Darius Dales. I don't know if I like the format of it, and I don't know what kind of signal I'm getting from it. So I don't know if I'll keep that one. But you guys are allowing me to go out and experiment and see what kind of tools are going to make things better. And in the process, it makes me better at what I do, and then I can relay better information to you. So I'm definitely investing back in the community, guys, and I really appreciate it. 300% or 4x in a period of 2.5 months is absolutely absurd. I look forward to our portfolios doing stuff like that over the next year and a half.
Lena Khan, and I think it was more individually driven.
Glad to hear it. Think XOO.
With support from the
Your Kevin refugees. Hey, you guys, if you're ever on Kevin's channel, tell people to come over here. Let's get more refugees. Here's the thing. Since we have paid memberships, it kind of filters out a lot of the trash. People who aren't like financially invested and not willing to invest in their future. And I think that's good, even though it's a small amount. And I think it should be a small amount. I don't think things should be unattainable for the majority of people. I don't love that, okay? But it gets rid of the trash, and I think that's really great. Thank you for Pesh, James, everybody signing up. This is insane. Thank you guys so much. But let's listen to the rest of what they have to say here. We've got about 35 minutes until market open, guys. Lots of good stuff still coming. We're going to make lots of money. I feel like playing your boy Kevin lost lots of money, and we could just dance to that because we're not that.
Biden White House, that will be gone, and we're going to have a much, I think,
Thank you, James.
more
Thank you.
clear visibility on what
Thank you,
regulatory prospects are in M&A. I mean, yes, Trump has been and was a little bit active in that, but I think it was isolated.
In terms of where that deal activity comes from.
A box of tissues. I might be crying soon enough.
Going to... there's going to be a lot of great fees.
Kevin's going to miss the whole rally, probably.
A lot of the banking businesses that are public.
Yep.
It's sad to say this, but he's new to this, okay? He's new, and this is normal, guys. When you're new, you get shit wrong, okay? Trust me, my road has not been filled with success. It was filled with bankruptcy in 2009. I learned what options were the hard way. That's why I warned people against them. That's why I made an Options 101 video. Because I don't want you guys to learn like me. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. You can get utterly fucking wrecked when you add time to the complexity of investing, okay? So you can't do that. You got to realize how dangerous they are. You got to apply them when possible. When Teslas run 50%, unless there's a huge retrace where you're getting a 15, 20% discount on the call options like yesterday, you shouldn't be buying them. Okay? You don't want to do that. I don't know if Kevin's a criminal. I think he's just learning. I think he's learning, but I think it's a shame that he's getting people to buy. Thank you, G Money, for the 5 memberships. You guys are amazing. I think it's a shame that he's getting ready, that he's trying to ask people to give him money for something that he's still learning. He just started really investing after COVID, guys. So the real estate stuff, I think that he's awesome at. But this stuff he needs to learn. And Kevin, if you want to watch the channel, feel free. Get a membership, and you can even see my trades. Maybe it'll help your PP.
Fly
as well.
Fly on the back of that news. So that.
You know, Barish, I keep things so simple with options. Watch my Option 101 video. I'll throw that into chat in a second, but I don't give a shit about any of that. I use the options profit calculator, and I try and make sure that I buy things that are oversold, preferably multi-year trend. I'm a swing trader. I'm not a day trader. I might be rebalanced every once in a while, but I don't day trade. But I'm looking for like, oh, this is down for 3 years. This is down for 2 years. This is a great opportunity to go long with a 2.5 year leap to give myself lots of time to be right. That could give me a 3 to 10x multiplier kind of guy where I could get a few of them wrong. I got PayPal really wrong. I was 16 months early, but I'm already like right at profitability on that one. Because I just moved options out to new contracts. The old 2025s I have are just going to be dust. ARKG, I have that same kind of problem. I was just a little early with options. If you're early, you get fucked. But man, if I still make money on my 2025s when I was 16 months early, that's a testament to how valuable leaps are and why you only touch leaps. Never do the short shit. The short shit will fuck you. Robinhood crypto expands offering with Solana. Oh, they already got news on it? Oh, what? Hood gonna go ape shit today? Oh, guys. What is happening? Oh, let's pump our boy Roy here. Roy is very deserving of this. What did I say to him? Oh, yeah. Okay. That's good. I couldn't even see it. It's positive, though. All right. That's my boy right there. That's my boy. Thank you so much. That's great, guys. Solana finally on Robinhood. This was my big bitch. If you guys remember the earnings call, my big complaint was the fact that Hood does not have Solana and all these other major investments, and they just did it. Oh, I don't want to put that under there. What am I doing? I want to put it under Hood. This is so great, guys. Sol will overtake ETH as crypto silver. I wanted to talk about Solana today. Proof of history, guys. Proof of history. This is what makes Solana so great. I'm not going to go into all the details, but I did have a couple of posts that I went through. We'll look at those real quick. We still got about a half an hour until market open. Thank you to the 900 people that I saw here. That's absurd. I really appreciate you guys. If you're new here, I don't know. I'm humble at times. I try not to be arrogant. I'm confident. I like to think that I'm confident when I know what I'm talking about. And I'm confident and I can be sometimes wrong, but I'm usually right. And I work hard. I work hard to understand the big picture. I'm called micro to macro, but it's actually macro to micro. I just couldn't get the name because of these guys that I subbed to already had it. This is macromicro.me, right? So they already had me. I couldn't do it. It was my wife's idea to use micro to macro. And here's my philosophy. Geopolitics, liquidity, and governments are the macro, okay? They're the biggest part of the puzzle. It's the part that matters the most. If your government is going to print your money into oblivion, you're fucked. It doesn't matter how good the company is. It doesn't matter how good the government... Well, I shouldn't say that. If they're in a downfall, if we're in a stagflation, if we're in a major recession, it doesn't matter how good your things are. Everybody will jump to the dollar and you'll get fucked, okay? So that's the foundation of your pyramid. And then the next thing is the fundamentals of the investment you're in. Then the next thing is the financials of the investment that you're in, if they apply. Then the next thing is the technical analysis. Okay? It's the pretty charts that we have like in the bottom right corner with Bitcoin. But you don't just do pretty charts. If you do pretty charts and that's all you do, you're missing out. I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck who you are. You're missing out because you don't know directionally the path. Okay? You have an idea. You have some probabilities based upon technical patterns. That is not the key to financial success, in my opinion. There's maybe a 1% or less, a 0.1%, a 0.01% that can really pull that shit off. But the vast majority of them end up being failures. And the only way they make money is off of your subscriptions. And that should not be the way that people make money. Okay? Your subscriptions are a small amount. Small amount. Do I subscribe to Michael Howell's Substack? Fuck yeah, I do. We were just looking at it a little bit yesterday. I mean, we didn't really look at it. I just summarized some of the thoughts that came from it. I think it's like $75 a month. Correct me if I'm wrong. Michael Howell is the original OG. He is the man. He wrote this book, Capital Wars. And he's just an all-around good dude. He looks at over 90 metrics in regard to global liquidity. I have different views from him on China. He's way more optimistic about China. I think some of that's changing in his mind. He's becoming more pessimistic, but I was ahead of him on China. Outside of that, he is way more brilliant when it comes to liquidity than I am. So he is my go-to. Do I suggest any books about learnings on how to read fund? Manny, what the fuck are... What the fuck, Manny? What the fuck? Oh, you guys. We're going to hit 4,100 today. You guys are insane. Oh, my God. You guys are insane. What was I even talking about? I had a point. You guys are fucking me over, man. In a good way. Oh. Yeah, MicroStrategy acquisition per day. Again, I still think this is a great environment for MicroStrategy. It's going to be the leader over the short term, but over the long, it will not be. It will lose to the miners. The miners will give you 3 to 6x the underlying asset. This one will give you 2 to 3x, maybe even 4, depending on your market timing. But this is great. I mean, if you look here, guys, new high for the past year at 168. So MicroStrategy, without the cost of miners, is added about 168 Bitcoin per day over the past year. That's insane. That's insane. And it's really, really great. And the math behind that is phenomenal. But I think miners with a 50% plus drop in energy costs because of Donald Trump coming up here soon will benefit immensely. And then like we showed earlier for Mara, their projections for estimates going forward, guys, they were telling you that they were going to lose some money over these quarters, right? But look at their projection for revenues going ahead. And right now, their current PE was only 23. Their forward is 40. But that's assuming that they continue to suck. They're not going to suck. They're going to be positive net income in a hard way here soon. Because, again, as we looked at already, guys, this is really important. I'm going to jump back over here to Bitcoin because I want to show you something that's really important. The price of Bitcoin at the end of the quarter. This is what Mara's earnings and all these miners that are getting crucified, this is what their earnings are operating off of. They're operating on $69,000 Bitcoin. Not I went up 30% Bitcoin. Not Bitcoin that could be up 45 or 50% Bitcoin. So the miners in Q1 are going to be sick. You can quote me now. They're going to be sick. You will benefit from that. So pay attention. Don't abandon all your miners right now and jump over to MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy is a great buy, especially MSTU or MSTX. But don't lose sight of what's going to happen. Don't let people talk you out of miners and into something with a less multiple right when we're getting ready to start the second phase of the Bitcoin cycle. Don't do that. Hold on to your multiples. You can jump into lower multiples later, okay? Okay? Not financial advice. Hey, what's your strategy with TLT? Great question. So I talked about this a little bit earlier, but TLT is a source of funds for me right now. What does that mean? What is a source of funds? So a source of funds is I have this. I own it. I believe in it in the future. It's not my top bet right now. And so if I need it, if I need money, I will take it from it. So right now, ARGT is a source of funds for me. It was up yesterday, 1% on the day, something like that. I sold $75,000 worth of it. Oh my God. Are you guys serious? 50 more memberships. We just passed 4,100. Okay. I gotta focus. I gotta focus. Thank you, dude. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you, okay? I appreciate all you guys. Oh, what was I talking about? Oh yeah. Our ARGT. I love the investment fund. Argentina is a huge bet of mine in the future, okay? But Argentina, Micron, and TLT are a source of funds. So I sold a decent amount yesterday. I still have 52,000 in Micron. Micron was down yesterday. I actually would have preferred to keep ARGT if Micron was up. Oh my God. Oof. All right. Thank you, Austin. But yeah, so TLT, MU, and ARGT are ones that I'll pull from to buy other things on down days. And right now, I still have like 25,000 in cash, 63,000 in TLT, and 52,000 in MU. So I can buy some dip. I don't know if I'm going to have any dip, okay? Because you guys are awesome. Anyway, thank you guys a lot. I really appreciate you a lot. All right, so I got to take a breather anyway. You guys are killing me. So thank you all for signing up. Thank you, Jamie, for buying your own too. We're going to listen to the Trump's impact on deal making. Let's just continue this. Leslie, thank you. You guys are insane. I'm going to be at like 4,200 soon. 420, guys. I love you guys. Thank you. Oh, dude, I cry all the time. You guys, but it's, hey, here's the deal. I don't believe in macho bravado. I think it's okay for men to have emotions, okay? It's okay to be empathetic. It's okay to love. It's okay to care. It's okay. Danny, Jesus Christ. Oh, I'm going to have to add I'm going to add an update that we're at 4,200 now. Thank you, guys. You guys can stop. This is good. I don't know if we're going to have enough people to give all the memberships to. So slow down. Slow down. I love you guys. Thank you.
That we know. The question is, you look at some of the smaller banks, do you say it's going to happen in financials? Because, we have 4,000 banks in this country. They're going to come together. Do you look at energy? Do you look at, by the way, clean energy? There might be some companies that are going to actually struggle that may need to merge for other reasons.
100%. I think all of the above. I mean, we see, activity, dialogue is strong across sectors now, and I think a lot of it does have to do with just the sentiment that came with this election.
What about big?
Why are you pointing at me?
Okay. What about?
Because I think you are in agreement that we're going to have now a much more sensible regulatory outlook. And it matters. Incentives matter to business, to investors. It just does.
Big tech being able to make acquisitions. Do you think that's in the offing? Because that's been one of the places where it's been less clear that even in a Trump administration, if Apple, if Google, if Amazon wants to make a big acquisition, or even, by the way, frankly, a small acquisition, that it is challenging. I ask, by the way, because there's even questions about whether they should be buying media companies, for example, and the like.
Look, I think, first of all, it starts with the Trump administration has individuals there who are business people. That is very different from what's in the administration now, where you have ideologues, you have.
Yeah, guys, in case you're not seeing it, Bitcoin is tapping the 90,000 ceiling, and it's ascending triangle. The measured move, roughly, conservatively, for this triangle is here. When we break out of it, we're looking at 95,000 now. I know it's insane. Yeah, thank you, Danny. Thank you, BD. Thank you, everybody, guys. I love you all. There's so many wonderful people in this group. Literally wouldn't be the same without you guys. Thank you.
Have academics, and they have never been on the side of trying to make a decision, run a P&L. So you start there.
Right.
And I do think that when you look at the overall discussion about M&A and the option of M&A for a founder, for someone like who sits in Silicon Valley, many of whom now are very favorable towards a Trump regulatory framework, M&A is an option, right? It's an exit option. It helps our economy and its dynamism and the flow of capital to its most efficient use. So, yes, I think overall the sentiment has shifted. Who knows in particular instances, because...
No, the reason I ask, though, is you do hear occasionally, even from President-elect Trump, about Google to say, I want fair trade, I don't want to break up the company necessarily, but then I wonder about, for the last couple of years, you've seen OpenAI make these partnerships with Microsoft. In a more normal world, Microsoft might have bought an OpenAI, right? And Anthropic might have been bought by an Amazon or a Google.
Right.
And whether those type of things can happen in this new universe.
So listen, I think that
Whether they should is a different question.
Right. I think, again, there will not be this construct that Lena Khan, Jonathan Cantor, and ultimately it was Elizabeth Warren who went and enabled these individuals to go sit in those seats and adhere to a framework which was completely anathema.
Marty says, Jesse, you have saved my retirement portfolio. I'm indebted to you. You're not indebted to me, dude. This is my life's passion. I'm just glad I found it.
To what M&A is about. So I think we've turned the corner.
I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to let this play for a while. Thank you, JJ. God, you guys are insane.
On that, we're going to see a much more, I think, conventional or traditional approach. I'm not saying that you're going to have,
Be right back, guys.
Concentration of power that is going to squelch competition. No. So.
We got to go. I just have one last one for you. Different, but Pete Hegseth, who is now going to be up to run the Pentagon.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want myself or Joe or Becky to run the Treasury. I mean, I guess we could.
I know a little, but I'm not ready for Treasury.
We just do the, we just play it on TV. So the question,
Exactly.
Well, listen, everyone at this table has been to a respectable, has respectable education and background.
and by the way, he has got a great background.
Right. Princeton and Harvard.
Right.
Yeah.
super smart.
But I'm not holding that
and
against him.
Afghanistan.
He is right.
You're not
he has
holding-
been.
I would assume you would hold that against
I'm not
him.
holding that.
Not the
He
traditional
burned
route.
his diploma.
It is an
He's-
interesting pick, again, and I go back to my original statement. In modern day, presidents have insisted on loyalty.
Yeah.
I think that what we're in store for in this administration is one that's being heavily driven out of the West Wing. I think when you look at not just these appointments, but even in execution, it will be very driven, and I think the president's
Right,
entitled to
he has
that.
two Bronze Stars,
I want to thank
too.
you.
Right.
Thank you for being here.
Right.
Appreciate it.
So, thank you.
All right, when we come back, breaking inflation data.
All right, I'm back. Sorry I left you. 1 second here, guys. Sorry I left you on the commercial. My bad. I had to regain my composure for a second, guys. Thank you for everything. Let's move forward. See how things are going here. See if there's anything else. Actually, I'm probably going to kill that for a sec. I'll go live. Probably mute it. Guys, we're going to... Yeah, Chris, I think we're nearing 4,300 paying members today, which I think is like a 12% increase in 24 to 48 hours. It's just insane. It's been a good day. You guys are amazing. Wait, Congresswoman. Hey, did you guys hear anything interesting, too, from what was just said? What is this? Congresswoman Elise Stefanik in the UN ambassador has declared 2025 as the year of quantum computing. Elise Stefanik and Senator Marsha Blackburn introduced a Defense Quantum Acceleration Act, which aims to support quantum computing companies with significant funding. Fascinating. All right, that you can post, Alejandro. That's pretty cool. Congrats, man. Oh, guys, I hope I provide you alpha. I try to. I work hard to. And then years ago when I realized I was pretty good at this, I wanted to share it. And it's working out pretty good so far. Oh, hey, random.
I got love for every nation.
Random. Well, might play that in a little bit. We'll see. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys so much. It's just been crazy. It's been a crazy ride, and it's going to get better, guys. There's so many things to be happy about right now. There's so many things to be happy about. Oh, so many things. All right, let's go through bookmarks. We got more to do. Rocket Lab's up 25%. Yeah, what do things look like in pre? I haven't even really paid attention. Let's go over here, guys. It looks like Tesla coming back, to normalcy or something. Not too crazy. Still up 2.5% or whatever, but let's look at what we're doing here. There's going to be a lot of rotation, I think, in sectors, guys. HIM's up 8.5%. Congratulations to everybody who owned that. I didn't buy it, but I think we did a pretty good job telling you that it was going up. Let me just look at what our last chart looked like. Let me hop over and check that out. We will probably, I've got a little more news to do, and then maybe like in 10 minutes, guys, we're just going to jump over. Unless I find some really good videos on CNBC Pro, we're going to jump into looking at charts. And it might be a shorter one today. Everybody's going to make a lot of money, so whatever. Oh, yeah. So we had inverse head and shoulders and then measured move for HIMs that gets us up to 40. So congratulations to everybody that owns that. Yeah, I saw Kava going up. I'm not sold on Kava. How is Ionic looking? I still don't like it from a fundamental standpoint. Or I should say this. I can't say fundamentals. Financials. I don't know it from a fundamental standpoint. But the financials look like this. And to me, this is shit. When you have operating cash flow that's just bleeding, I don't give a fuck about how much good news is out there. That's me on Ionic and quantum computing right now, guys. Sound is not one I like. So I'm not sold on Ionic, and sound is not one I like. And it should be getting crushed. It just seems like it rode the AI train, right? Like, when did they even add AI to the name? I mean, look at this, guys. It just loses money. These are the companies I don't own, okay? I don't own companies that do nothing but lose money and have no real future. And maybe that's unfair. Maybe this does have a future and I'm wrong. But massive share dilution, Free cash flow. What was their free cash flow? How much did they lose last quarter? $35 million. Their revenue was how much? 25. So they lost more than they made. Yay. Great job, guys. So revenue growth can continue. You can have spikes in revenue growth, but if you're just going to lose more money when you get more revenue, that doesn't tell me anything good. And if anything, it looks like revenues are starting to flatten out for Sound. Okay? So, yeah, Ionic is a future prey play. Exactly. It's a future prey play. For an asymmetric bet, especially a while ago when it was a lot lower on the ticker, that would have been interesting. Oh, hey, I want to see this real quick. So Trump and Biden are meeting today, guys. How interesting is that? 1 second here. I want to hear what they have to say. 1 sec.
Time versus what we have now. I don't know. I don't know unless David's found a way to be able to actually cut the
Maybe that's
bonds,
old.
like do a reposition.
Let me see something. Maybe it's old. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I just want to see what they're saying about this.
Our Megan Cassell is outside the White House this morning with the latest. Hi, Megan.
Hey, good
Yeah,
morning, Carl.
congrats. Palantir could do good, guys. My thoughts, I need to spend some time with like Amit or Artie. If you guys are talking to them, and I'll maybe reach out too, but if you guys are talking to them, I'd like to talk more about Palantir and why I might be wrong on it. Here's why. I've just been thinking about this. JD Vance has affiliation with, again, people that are going to be, are people that have worked with Palantir, founders of Palantir. And if you think about it, what's Palantir good at? Helping with efficiency and seeing the process of things. Now, is it going to be like a government OS? Oh, I doubt it, right? But I do think it could do good. Oh, Darren, don't worry. You said you sold all your Palantir. I actually, so I'll probably dial into Palantir in the future. I'm in no rush to do it, okay? But I do think that Palantir, from a defense perspective in the future, and just from the fundamentals of the company, their technicals told me to sell. Their financials look great, but how long are they going to last? But it sounds like the fundamentals are lining up really good because we still have macro concerns with China. We have Palantir still having a purpose and a need, and they're doing well for government, and they're doing well in the commercial sector. So they're actually kind of firing on all cylinders. Now, don't get me wrong. The stock itself, from a technical standpoint, is pretty freaking insane. Tesla's always first. Always first. Tesla's so much more than Palantir. Don't get it mixed. I don't know if that's your comment, but don't get it mixed up. But here's the thing you have to remember about Palantir. It's up 950% from the bottom that it had 2 years ago. And it's got divergence that wants to push it down. This is parabolic, guys. This is great. Kyle, thank you for upgrading. Anthony, thank you for signing up. So this, I still think, and it might, here's what it could be, right? Here's what it could be. It could be something more like this. But the upside in Palantir is just so much less over the short term to midterm. And that's like the next year, right? Than what you'll get from Tesla with options, especially if you bought them where I did, and or Bitcoin. So I'm in no rush to get into Palantir. Palantir is something where if it chops for a while and it starts to top off and it goes sideways and the financials still look good and it develops a negative narrative for whatever reason, or just a less positive narrative, then I'll use it as a buying opportunity. That's my thought on Palantir. Don't underestimate Palantir. Hire former Representative Mike Gallagher. Yeah, I have underestimated Palantir because I made $600,000 off of it last year, but I did that into the $18 to $20 range, and it's up, 3x since. So I have underestimated it. But again, that's why technicals are at the ass end of the curve, because they're the least important part. I just didn't know the fundamentals were so good. I knew the financials looked good, but I thought they would peter out, growth would slow, and then you definitely would have gotten a rollover in the technicals. And that can still happen in the future. But honestly, they're doing really great. And they got more good news, a contract extension, 4 years. Like, there's a lot of really great stuff happening with Palantir. Jesse, what do you think about Celsius? Oh, that thing's been butchered so bad. So bad. But I don't know. So I don't drink the product. I like things where I use the product. I don't use Palantir. I use Tesla. I use Bitcoin. I use all these things. But this has been butchered. It's down like 73%. It's been as low as, almost 74% from the double top that we called up here. So it's been beat up really bad. So that I guess is a plus. But when we look at the financials on them, guys, if we look at the financials for Celsius, here's what I don't love. I don't love the PE right now, the 32.59. The forward PE is higher than the current PE. And then like the rollover that we're seeing in revenue. And I don't know the fundamentals of this company. I know they said that their estimates have them improving again, but I could still see the stock dropping. And then the insiders were selling a decent chunk over here in Q1 and Q2 of 2024. We were talking about that, right? That's a little scary when the insiders are selling their stock. If they're selling their stock, they can sell for numerous reasons. It's not always signal, but I don't love that. Institutional ownership is still growing. It grew a lot last quarter. Short interest is high. That could be rocket fuel to the upside because it's like 17%. But again, they got to hit. This flattening revenue in North America, this lowering revenue in last quarter internationally, not good. Got to fix this stuff. Got to start making more money. And if they could do that, oh, my mic, exit out and go back in, guys. I might have some weird setting I have to fix, but I think that only happens on YouTube. I'll try and mute it. Are other people good on the mic? Is this just happening to a few people? If so, refresh your YouTube session. That's what I've been hearing. It helps. There might be something I can figure out on YouTube. I'll try. Okay? Young investor, do we see 80 Bitcoin before 100? No. Mike is fine for you. Okay, good. All right. You guys are all good. All right, great. Wonderful. Good to hear. Thank you to the 900 plus people here. I don't beg much, but could you do me a favor and hit the like button? It would be awesome for this channel. This is by far the best day this channel has ever had. And if you guys could let other people know that you're making a bunch of money and that this is worth it. We want to increase our community size. The better the community gets, the more people that are in Discord, the more people I can hire. I haven't hired anybody. I just got admin wife and then, the graciousness of the architect. But I would love stop using common YouTube. I'm streaming on X. If you guys want to watch me on X, it's there. That's why you're able to chat, right? So I'm doing my best to try and support X. The thing is that X kind of sucks when it comes to video. They're working on it, and that's why I'm here. So, but it still sucks. It's not as good in so many different ways. How about live with Amit to discuss Palantir? Yeah, maybe we could do that. If he's interested, I'm interested. James is great, guys. James mentioned me from Invest Answers. What did he say? What did he say, McJims? Sorry, I love him. I'm just curious what he said. Bonk is ready to explode. All the dogs. We're gonna soon. People are gonna be asking one question: who let the dogs out? Or I guess what the fuck is that? A squirrel? Squirrels and frogs are back in play too, guys. So, Peanut. Oh my God, it's Peanut. Oh my God, it's Peanut. It's Peanut the squirrel, guys. Why didn't I create a shitcoin called Peanut? That is brilliant. That is brilliant. He mentioned a chart from me? Really? What video was this, guys? Can you tell me? Bitcoin's at 90K. I'm sorry, though. Bitcoin at 90K, super cool. Peanut. Even cooler. Oh, my God. Yeah, 200. Welcome to crypto, guys. If you don't know crypto, this is crypto. This is a week. This is a month. So if you're a goat and a squirrel, you're doing all right. You're doing all right. This is when things get fun, guys. This is when things get fun. Peanut died for our bags. The comments in our chat from our community are the gold standard. By far. I love you guys. It was James' video from yesterday, I think. He showed my chart. James from Invest Answers showed my chart.
Your ideal person, just so you know.
By the way, this is Jordan Peterson's daughter, Michaela. Not only gorgeous, but super brilliant and awesome. I love her. And Tom Bilyeu, if you guys want to learn more about the world, Super good. Peanut died for our bags. Oh my God. Dude. You guys have so many good ideas when it comes to shirts. We're adding that one too. Peanut died for our bags. That is on the list. All right, 1 second. We're going to look up James here because I got to see what he said. Peanut died for our bags. Along with I'm just sitting in my basement making a whole lot of money and a bunch of other ones that you guys have come up with. I got one, don't bet against Elon or micro to macro. We're going to have some good ones. But let's look at James here real quick. Let's not look at Hot Michaela. Let's go back over here. James. I guess I should have put in invest answers. Invest answers. All right, let's look here. James had a video yesterday. Had me in it, huh? When did he look at a video? Oh my God, he's got so much shit.
Good morning, November 12th.
These guys are all brilliant, by the way. Let's just zoom ahead here. What? How far was it in the video, guys? Hey, you guys know what's open? Oh, the market. Why didn't you guys tell me that? Let's go back. We'll listen to it. We're gonna go here.
They did not talk.
1 second. We got to get the ding, 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 ding. Here we go. Ding, ding, ding.
We'll also get a meeting with the House GOP leadership as both houses of Congress vote for leaders today. The Senate looking for their first new leader in about 18 years.
Wow. Look,
$90,000 Bitcoin.
I think they surprise people. I mean, there has been such disdain, and yet there's a cordiality.
We're breaking out, guys. Heading to 91. Heading to 91. Today's the day, guys. 95 inbound.
I'm seeing some signs.
What
of
the actual
all over the place versus what we thought
is happening today? Let me get over here real quick. All right, so we don't have to do this. We can do the watch list now. Let's just look. We like the orange coin. The orange coin, good. I love that plane. Yeah, I love that plane too. I remember there was at least one person out there, guys, that was telling you Orange Man was going to win, and that was telling you that this was an opportunity of a lifetime. And he's sitting right here wearing a white T-shirt. All right. HIMS up. MSTU up again today. MSTX leading. Palantir crushing it because of that contract extension. TMF. TLT's doing good today. Tesla up 4% on the day. RG up almost 2%. Everything's getting ready to take off. Hood's up. Everything I bought yesterday, making me money today. DLO up 2.35%. That one could have a breakout. I think earnings are today. I need to look at that one in a little bit. Just so much good stuff. It's just going to be a good day, guys. It's going to be a good day. Everything's turning green. It's a green day. Doge back in the house. Doge has been skyrocketing. Wow. Such a good day. Let's look over here. Let's see where to go next. So much to do. I actually want to look at CNBC, but I want to go into their video selection and see if there's any good nuggets that we've been missing over the last couple of days, okay? Chelsea Manning censorship is still a dominant threat. I agree with that. Let's look at top videos, though. Liberty Media is to spin off assets. I don't care. That just means that mainstream media is dying. Annual, we already looked at that one. TD Ameritrade CEO Joe Maglia, Bitcoin is here to stay. Ooh, interested in that one? Let's listen to this guy. Oh, we're going up so much. We hit 91, guys. 91. Who's ready to make the money?
Victory is Joe Moglia. He's the former TD Ameritrade chairman and CEO, the Coastal Carolina University executive advisor to the president and the school's former head football coach. And Joe, welcome.
Hi, Becky.
I want to talk to you.
All right, real quickly, Mikkel Hagen, you said iron is starting red, been underperforming the past couple of days, should change soon. I agree. Here's the thing. It's all about narratives. HPC, high performance compute, was very, very popular. All the HPCs were doing really good. I think now people are getting excited about Bitcoin pure plays. MicroStrategy at the top of the list. Mara, CleanSpark will be in that list, along with a bunch of others. And then there's others that have underperformed. They all go back and forth. Don't chase, because they all go up. All boats float when it comes to Bitcoin. All boats float. Trust me.
As a former CEO and a leader and somebody who looks at what's happening, what's been proposed from the Trump administration.
Oh, thanks,
point.
Dustin. He said...
Markets are pretty excited.
So, guys, Dustin P11, this is why I love having this community, said that I worked at TD Ameritrade. Joe was a great CEO. So the guy we're getting ready to listen to, Joe Maglia, he's a great guy.
About what's happening. What do you think? You want to look at the pros and cons and how you'd be looking at this if you're trying to run a business right now?
Well, I think from a business
Ethereum can outperform Sol over the short term. It doesn't mean Ethereum is a better option.
perspective, most businesses are going to be reasonably excited, right? Just the fact that he's pro-business.
Is Rocket Lab taking off? Congrats.
To be aggressive with deregulation. All those things are positive. Talking about lowering the corporate tax. All those things are positive. By the same token, while the market's gotten off to a tremendous start, and there's a lot of euphoria as far as the market goes, there's still a lot of questions as to how is he actually going to execute.
I don't even know anymore.
Execute. You know, what's Musk really going to wind up doing with regards to the $2 trillion?
I don't think so.
Got to be
but
able
I
to
don't
make.
know.
Are they going to be able to make those? Can they do it legally? What's going to happen?
Oh yeah, maybe it is. Yeah, they did get
bought
out.
The tariffs that Trump keeps talking about, that that's probably a negotiating tool, I would think, on his part. If he's selective and strategic with that, I think that could actually be very helpful. If he's doing some of the things that he talked about, the 100%, 60%, those things are not.
Yeah, that's a great comment. Sorry, Joe. William had a great comment here. The crazy part of my portfolio going up so much recently is that the main futures, NASDAQ and SPY, have not moved really that much. And we've been outperforming that. That's 100% true. A really, really good comment. On that same note, let's look at the CNN Fear and Greed Index today before we get back to Joe here. So we're still sitting at a 66, guys. We've went down, I think. I think we were higher at one point yesterday. Yeah, we were. We were at like 69, I think. Yeah, 69. So the fear and greed has went down, and we're just making money. What's the crypto one? That's got to be doing all right. That's got to be up there. Crypto is at 84. But you know what, though? This one can remain so hot. Look over here, guys. Look at this. This thing was like in the 90s and hundreds for October 2020 till January 2021. So we can run so hot, guys. So hot. It's going to be beautiful. Back to Joe.
They're kind of crazy. I don't see who's going to do that. But I think right now, from a business perspective and investor perspective, it's certainly far more positive than.
Young investor said, am I being too bearish in thinking that we've overreached? Got a tiny bit of cash left on the sidelines, looking to utilize it. I prefer to utilize on down days like yesterday. Personally, that's what I would be doing. I wouldn't be doing it on days where we're flying to the moon. But yeah, so yesterday I put six figures. Yeah, CPI was great, Dylan. It was perfectly in line, just where it needed to be. And so the markets are taking off. We called that pretty good today too. But yeah, no, it's going to be, I wouldn't buy on days like today. I wouldn't buy on up days, but yes, we're going up.
The negative.
And we will have some downside in the future. That will come. Today, I might even take a little bit in the way of profits.
You talk about...
Just like I did the day before yesterday, that I used to buy the dip yesterday. And maybe I'll take some of that out if things are really flying. Maybe I'll buy some iron.
Initial euphoria and the questions that remain. Look, we've seen a huge reaction, and if you want to look through the areas that have
Robinhood is crashing, guys. This is so great right now that Robinhood is crashing.
particularly done well, maybe in an area like Bitcoin.
Well, several years ago, Trump wasn't a big fan of Bitcoin. He wasn't a big fan of cryptocurrency.
He is now.
Now he's Mr. Bitcoin.
Right.
And we're going to have a strategic reserve. He's going to have friendly regulators with regard to that. Wants the United States to be the center of the cryptocurrency world. Those things are incredibly positive. Cryptocurrency in general, but very specifically Bitcoin, Ethereum, et cetera. I mean,
yeah, sorry, guys. That's why it's good to have multiple exchanges.
That's very different than where he would have been several years ago.
I think all of them are having issues, though.
Have changed the tune from where they were several years ago. Remember Jamie Dimon talking about Bitcoin being pet rocks. All those things have changed. And Bitcoin, I think there isn't any question that's
please hit the like today, guys. Just do your part to help.
Growth ahead of it.
I was looking at Mark Warner is going to stay. Senator Mark Warner is going to stay at the Intel, the Democrats' top Intel.
Hood's great. Hood's going to do really well.
Chairman.
Ally crashes all the time too. All of them crash, guys.
Democratic spot on the banking sector.
It's a first world problem.
That the finance companies should worry about, or if they don't have control.
My Hood calls say they're up 320% now. Right now, guys. Let me just pull this over real quick. Look at that, 320%. My old Hood calls are 2,200% now. That's insane. A lot of this hasn't updated. This is showing lag effects of yesterday. This will look a lot better. Like I've told you guys before, 9:30 is usually when everything's kind of synced with the options. So this is going to look sick in a little bit. We do have, let's see, MU's down today. Micron. Is Iron? I don't even have Iron pulled up in here. We'll look at that in a second, but let me get back over here.
In the Senate. Okay, so be it.
Okay, I think just having Warren heavily involved with financial regulation or finance in general or banking in general is not a positive thing for finance or banking.
Clearly.
But because the Democrats are not going to have nearly the authority, the influence that they've had in the past, and because Trump is coming out so powerfully on the different areas in terms of that he really feels strongly about, the deregulation, et cetera, I would think the administration and the sweep of Congress will overshadow what Warren's perspective will be, whereas that would not have happened a year ago.
You know, right now we're following so closely what the Trump administration is doing in the days leading up to the inauguration to get ready for things. But if you talk to business leaders, they're doing the same thing. They are talking.
Sorry, Dario had a really great question. He said, Jesse, if we're on the call option in CleanSpark, Mara, Bitfarms, I want to know if March 2025 is too far away. I don't think so. The only call options I have right now are I think June or July of 2026 or 2025. So I prefer to be out there, and that's just CleanSpark, and I don't know how much I have in it right now. It's probably a much bigger number. Holy shit. It's $650,000 in CleanSpark options. Okay. Yeah, we hit 91,000. That's great. Iron not down anymore. Oh, did it take off? I missed my opportunity. I'll have to buy something today. I'm gonna put my money back into ARGT, I guess. I don't know. I'll just leave it. It's only a baby amount of cash. But yeah, so I think June or July is a really good time frame. You should get a lot of the good ride there. MUU down almost 20%. I don't know what that is. What stock is that proven to be?
Very specifically about their wish list, things that they would like to see.
Kevin's PP has officially inverted and went into him at this point.
See happen. They are preparing their lobbyists to try and figure out some of these things. What kind of things would you be hearing behind the scenes about what's on the wish list, maybe for financials, maybe for other areas?
No, but I think the biggest single thing is the deregulation, right? So we've had the SEC has not been particularly friendly toward big business. Has not been particularly friendly toward M&A. Has not been particularly friendly toward cryptocurrency. Well, all those things are going to change now as we go forward. So just that. I think about the possibility of M&A going forward and the impact that's going to have on financial services and the entire
microscopic PP.
We haven't seen a whole lot.
It's got a micro PP.
We haven't seen a whole lot of investment banking revenues over the span of the last few years. I think that.
Did Kevin short Bitcoin? I hope he didn't short Bitcoin. You'd have to be asinine. He now identifies as a she/her. You guys are amazing. Oh, directs. Oh, so that's a 2x leverage play on MU. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I don't know that I'd be going in leverage with MU right now. I don't have any at all. I haven't looked at GNS. No, I'll try and watch his videos more. I just don't get time to watch a lot of other people's videos because I'm too busy doing my own work. Robinhood just listed. Yep. I popped that news a while ago. That's awesome. So Robinhood has more cryptos now, which is probably causing the crash. There's probably so many people going on there right now. Sanjay, Jesse, how are you planning to dial out of your Tesla 2026 leaps? Slowly. Slowly. We'll talk about it more and more. Again, I've got, I think my peak was 220 contracts. I probably got like 195 now. So if you look at it that way, I've gotten out of maybe like 11 or 12%, maybe 13% of my contracts since we've started to really run. But I'm up. I've made over like $1.5 million during that time. Maybe closer to 2 now. Do you think Dell, Arcadian says, do you think Dell will benefit from the issues with SMCI? Maybe that's also a good play. I don't know. I don't know enough about Dell and what they do to be able to answer that question. Antonio, he mentioned a strategic change of GNS to follow MicroStrategy's strategy. That's cool. There's a lot of companies doing that. I don't know. I don't know these other companies. I don't want to jump into them. I can see a bunch of people jumping into them. I would rather just follow the big dog MicroStrategy with MSTU. I haven't bought leaps for MicroStrategy, and I definitely wouldn't do it here. I don't buy leaps on things that have went up a shit ton. I just do not do that, okay? I don't do that. But I do own MSTU with MicroStrategy, which is giving me a 2x leverage play. And I've got at least, I don't know, 200,000, I think, in that right now. No one can catch Sailor. I agree. Thoughts on Howard Lutnick as U.S. Treasury? I don't know Howard well enough to know, to be able to answer that off the top of my head, Marty. I just don't. Yeah, I don't know. I here's the thing. I think Trump right now with his appointments, guys, I think he's going to be appointing the best of the best because his crew has never been better. He's got Make America Great Again crew with him. The best of the best of the best of humanity right now in the United States are behind him. And so whoever we get, I think they're all going to be the best. And if they're not the best, they'll get quickly replaced because Trump has no problem saying, you're fired. Okay? Do your trades hit X or Discord first? They hit X first, and then they go to Discord like immediately after that. And Discord is great because if you haven't been seeing every post I've done, you can go back here and be like, oh, Jesse did trade yesterday at 10:18. He sold some of this. Oh, and then he did post over here too. And then he did do another one here. So it looks like he had a bunch of trades. And the last, I always include all the previous ones. It's like 2:58 in the afternoon. Oh, wait, this is way down. Over here, 3:01 p.m. in the afternoon, I literally showed everything, the culmination for the day. So, yeah, Trump will fire anybody that he needs to. I wouldn't own Rivian. I'm happy for people that have it up 20% on the day, but that company is dead in the water. They're going to die. I wouldn't own them at all. They're just burning through so much money. It's horrific. Discord has its charts too, guys. Yeah, all my charts. And I'm going to be adding I'll probably be adding 100 charts to Discord before Monday. So between the rest of this week and the weekend, I'll be adding 100 charts onto here. So you'll be able to click on like everything. You'll be able to go in here to Doge and see my chart. Don't have it yet, but it will be in there. And again, there's a whole community in here, guys, that talks all the time about what's happening with different investments. So you get benefit from it, especially over here in like the more active channels that have my charts. You get way more traffic on these. So the Discord serves a purpose. This community is badass. Don't forget that. I like them both. I think the Discord is great for archive. It's great for the community. It's great for the charts. It's great for getting a dump of all the other stuff that was in my socials. I mean, like almost all of it. And then I think that X is really great for real-time communications for things that I might not share in other places for posts. And then I think YouTube for $2 a month. If you want to pay for YouTube, you can do that. Otherwise, you can just talk on X too. So for $10, you could be all in on micro to macro, unless you want to buy a mug. Okay? That costs more. And even the fourth wall, the company we went through, we marked down the prices, guys, to as low as they'll allow. We couldn't mark down the prices lower. How do we sub to the Discord? Okay. If you want to go to the Discord, it's right here, guys. You sign up through WAP. The Discord is actually the best thing for supporting the channel. If you're signing up on mobile, guy, or signing up for X or YouTube, please do it under the desktop app. It saves us a 30% reoccurring fee every month, so the channel gets a lot more money. So if you're subbed to stuff, you can exit it and then resub underneath the desktop, and you'll be supporting this channel with an extra like 45% monies. But there's the Discord right there. wap.com/micro to macro. Make sure you go to the right place. And the cheapest option's $5. That pretty much gets it all. There is other stuff that we're going to be enabling, like voice chat for people that are alphas and whales here. I don't know that we've really done that yet, but I want to do that in the future too, to where you guys can talk in some of these channels and just communicate back and forth. Let me see here. How are we still doing? Oh gosh, everything's going up still. Just going up a lot, guys. MSTU's double digits again today, guys. Double digits. Tesla's up 3.32. That's not bad. Not bad. Hood's up 3%. ArcG's up 3%. SoFi's up. So what did I buy yesterday? I don't even remember. I bought DLO. Let me go back up here. So this is why this is even helpful for me. What did I buy? I bought DLO, I bought ArcG, and I bought DLO, ARCG, was that it? Was that it? And BITX. So I'm having a pretty good day. This is working out. CLSK and Iron haven't even gotten to all-time high yet. Yep, that happens, especially with dilution. But they will get there. There'll be a 3 to 6x multiplier. The underlying, probably more like 4 to 6. So it's miners come in later, and then they explode higher. And when everybody's irrationally exuberant about them and asking me why I'm selling, you'll know that it's time for you to sell. That's how it works. Remember, guys, we got a measured move to 95K, so wouldn't surprise me at all if we make that. Why CleanSpark red and BTC 90? Yeah, I think I just answered that. You guys, yeah. So go back to the beginning of the video. I talk about all this stuff. I talk about it all the time. If you're new here, I get it that you don't understand, but don't worry about the daily price action of Bitcoin miners. It's kind of a waste of energy, and you need to focus on signal. Sir, what's your thoughts on CleanSpark not reacting? Yeah, again, go back. Neil Graham, Jesse, I don't think I've heard your recent thoughts on SoFi going forward. I got January 2026 $20 calls when they were 55 cents, and they're looking really nice. Awesome. Yeah, so I think SoFi can still go to 15. I think that's very possible for SoFi. Let me just pull it up. And let's get into the stock ticker thing, guys. If you want me to look stuff up, pull it up. So SoFi has had that parabolic launch. I pointed, so for people that are new here, okay? I've called like almost all these things. So I told people with SoFi that when we broke out of an over 3-year-old downtrend, that it was going to be a parabolic move. Do you see that? Do you see the parabolic move? You could have been down here and got it at 7, and then it went up to 14, right? Now we are hitting resistance. This is the thing you got to think about. We got a little bit of work to do, but volumes aren't high over here. Okay, so if we can get back past like 1556 right over here, guys, I'm going to lower this. These are alerts, right? So these alerts are basically zones where I'm like, this price action is interesting. You can see this one over here where we start hitting resistance. That's why I marked it. Now we do have a little bit of a gap, so I'm going to go down here and I'm going to put this down for the gap now. So when I hear this thing ring, it lets me know the daily gap filled because we have one, and those usually fill. But so what I think is possible over the short term, I think a 17% move to the upside could happen. But the question is, can we hold on to it? If we can hold on to it and go higher, we're pushing towards 92,000 on Bitcoin, guys. If we can push onto this and go higher and turn this little area over here, this little line into support, then it's a quick run to 21. Then it's just a matter of getting back to the previous all-time high at 28. So that's probably what we're looking at. And I'm going to move a couple of these around here because we're not going back to these lows anymore. Not anytime soon. So that's kind of the thought process, guys. Again, this has been a long play. I made a decent amount off of this, not nearly enough. The asymmetric option I didn't think was good enough for me. Kind of wish I would have done it because it's done really well. Getting ready to break 92 if you're looking at the bottom right-hand corner. Looking real good on Bitcoin, guys. I'm just going to move my alert here a little bit. I want it to tell me when it's 92. Oh, I don't know what to do today, guys. Life is so good. Don't really want to buy anything because everything's green. I guess I'll buy Micron. MU. Oh, shoot. You know what I did? I just realized something. I sold Micron. I put in an order at open because I wanted more cash in case the CPI was down, and I never canceled the order. So I have made one trade today, guys. It was selling Micron, but it was not intentional. So I'll post about that in a second, but that was just an accident. Up about $400,000 on the day today. I was down about probably a little less than that yesterday. So all in all, pretty good week. Up about 1.25, 1.3 million. So not a bad week. Not a bad week at all. Not hating it. All right, let's get back over here, though. We never let our buddy Joe finish his conversation, so let's do that.
That's
Damn, It Feels Good to Be a Gangster. That's a great song, by the way.
going to be a home run over the span of the next year or two. And everybody's going to have their individual issues.
Ticker for Micron is MU.
But you've got a president now that is very much pro-business and very much pro-deregulation. And I can't imagine too many businesses that are not going to be, whether you liked him or not, whether you voted for him or not, that are not going to be excited about the forecast for their
Dude,
actual.
He's right. CapEx, capital expenditures, guys, are going up. Capital expenditures are going up. M&A is going to be created. We're going to see IPOs again. We might even see SPACs. I don't know. That might be a cuss word, especially because of Chamath. I love him, but damn. But was Rocket Lab one of his? I can't remember. You guys tell me in the chat. Corey Dreyer, I'm only up 1 million this week. It's been an okay week. Haha, Jesse, that's awesome. Technically, I'm like up 1.3, just to be clear. Let's just be clear. Let's not forget that 300,000. No, I'm kidding. What time frame on the miners? What time frame? You mean like till cycle top? Historically, Bitcoin cycle top occurs in the third and fourth quarter, actually fourth quarter of the year. If we have a really massive explosion higher, it could be third. I'm starting to lean towards fourth, and I was in the third category. So do you still dislike shorter term calls? I don't like short term calls, guys. If the market's like, let's say there's some weird news. Let's say China invades Taiwan. And maybe it's not the end of the world because it doesn't work out well and it ends very quickly because they're not in a position to do well. I'll just tell you that. I follow China and I follow war-related stuff about as much as I do financials. But that could give you a big hit. And if you're long with a bunch of short-dated stuff, you're fucked and you can't write it out. But if you're on leaps, you can. Okay? So, Luke, thank you for signing up on the Discord and X. Really appreciate you. Yeah, the gifted memberships were insane. We might be at 4,300 right now. I think we are. It's mind-blowing. I was just at 3,900 like yesterday, guys. So, it's insane. Here's the thing, JT. I know you're from Taiwan. You're in Taiwan. But if China tries it, they're not going to win. They're not going to win. It's not going to go well. It's going to be very short. And I think people in China will overthrow their government. I know that sounds insane. I know it sounds insane, but it's coming. That's why I posted the guy that killed 35 people yesterday, running them over and injured. And these are official numbers, so it's probably higher. But brutally injuring and almost murdering over 100 people. This is like a daily occurrence in China. You just don't hear about it, okay? People don't have guns there and they don't have freedom of expression. And so they're literally just destroying each other because they look at other human beings as the CCP. And so it's an evil situation in China right now, guys. It's really bad. I love the Chinese people. I wish them the best. I think they're headed into a depression. And I think their demise will only be fuel for global liquidity and for America. But I pray for the Chinese people because there's a bunch of people there that have only known oppression their entire lives. And they deserve a lot better than that. Anyway, let's let Joe finish here. Exciting times, guys.
Businesses.
Maybe I'll buy some iron.
If you have business exposure to China,
yeah,
and there are a lot of U.S. businesses that do. How do you feel today?
I'm concerned about that. China does not like us. China has all sorts of. China's had some real significant issues with regard to the economy over the span of the last several years. They have a horrible.
WASH rules do not apply to retirement accounts like IRAs and 401ks because retirement account holders already receive a tax break on their investment.
What is it? 20% youth
Thanks, Proven B.
Employment rate. I think because they're a totalitarian state, I think the Chinese government's already said, we're not going to count that. We're not going to count that.
There's a lot of people who are trying to figure out what am I supposed to do with Apple?
Thanks for signing up, Rusky.
What do you do with Starbucks? Huge. I mean, there's a lot of CEOs in America that have massive smiles on their face right now. But I also think it's a more complicated smile for some.
I agree. No, I agree.
Jesse, thank you, dude.
How much of your actual percentage of business do you actually have in China? How much has that already been affected, Andrew, over the span of the last few years? And how much is that going to continue to be affected going forward? If you don't.
Wow, sorry, Joe. This is Joe. Poor Joe. Carmine Glitch. Jesse, thank you, dude. I hold MicroStrategy 250 strike January 2025. I bought them the week of Black Monday in August for $8.25 a contract. literally 15x. Thank you for your knowledge and insights. That 15x is no small number, man. Congratulations. You deserve credit for being ambitious and taking that risk, and it's a great investment. So congratulations, dude.
Don't believe is going to be affected, you're naive. Now, a lot of times with CEOs,
Sorry, AK said, is MSTU still a better play with daily rebalancing versus MSTR directly? It is when you think when it's down, when it's dropped, and you think the market's going to go up a lot. Yes, it is. And I can say that because just like 2 days ago, it closed up over 50%. And then yesterday it did all right. And now today, MSTU is up 12.31. So if MicroStrategy really starts to take off, it's a double. You don't want to hold them for too long, though. So you want to kind of ride that wave, and when it gets really crazy, you want to get out. And if we look at MicroStrategy up here, guys, and the NAV, let's just see what the NAV is running at. The NAV, it says, is at 2.9. So it's getting a little rich, but I think it could go between 3s and 4s when things really get lit. So it's getting, it's turning into an interesting environment for MicroStrategy right now. But again, maybe getting a little rich, might not be a bad idea to trim a little bit of MSTU if you got some.
The objective of CEOs is to take care of their shareholders and their people. Right. Sometimes they think it's about them looking smart in front of the public. But if you have not been paying attention to this over the span of the last couple of years, regardless of who's in the White House, the issue in China is a serious issue. It's kind of like after COVID, and all the businesses that did so well during COVID, and so many businesses had troubles later on because they anticipated that the demand they had for their product was going to continue for the next 2 or 3 years.
I might buy some iron. I just sold a huge chunk of MSTU out of my main account because so here's what I'm thinking, guys. Let me just throw it out there, okay? While everybody's riding high on what happened today, I want to point this out. We're hitting the 91, 92,000 level. The measured move should send us higher into the 95 range. But if we don't get above that and we get rejected, this is a great place to take a pause. So for Bitcoin. Now, it could go above it, but MSTU, like you said, the rebalancing occurs nightly. I made a ton of money off of it in a short period of time. So I'm locking in some of those gains. I doubled my money in like less than a week on that. So I took 100,000 out. I might look at applying it to other things like iron right now, just so you guys know, just to give you a heads up. Because again, this is beautiful, but this is also the golden retracement zone for Bitcoin. This is the area where if it's going to take a break, it should do it here. And markets got more really good news today and are rocketing higher. I've just got to peel a little bit off. I've got such a small position in cash. Right now, what do I have? I've got like $180,000 in cash because I inadvertently sold some MU this morning. So that's a good place for me. I've got 64,000 in TLT. So I've got about $250,000 just hanging out, waiting for some dip buying. I'm very happy with that. Might use this opportunity today just to take a little bit more in gains. Miners are dumping. That's great. Again, miners are going to underperform, guys. MSTU, okay? They're going to underperform MSTU. So enjoy the ride. They will underperform. So, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. But I don't know. Why not take a little bit of profits right now? You know what I mean? Why not take a little bit? And it looks like the whole market's just starting to chill a little bit today, guys. Yeah, it looks like it's chilling. That's not a bad thing. We don't hate that. We don't hate the chill. Let me see here real quick. I'm just going to play this out, let Joe finish here while I do a few things.
That's not reality.
Oh, he finished. Okay. All right.
For our second
crypto
interview.
I'm going to jump over here. Looks like they're dissecting CPI-related information here. I want to hear what that all is. Okay. Oh, that was a little far, but we'll start here.
Buying today, yields move lower. The 2-year goes down to 4.27, the 10-year at 4.4. We're 30 minutes here into the trading session. Here are some big movers we're watching. Shares of Cava surging. The restaurant chain beating earnings estimates thanks to strong demand. The company also raising its annual sales forecast for the 3rd time this year. The stock's been on a tear. It's been a big winner in the restaurant space. Rivian is also rallying. The EV maker says the size of its joint venture with Volkswagen has increased to up to $5.8 billion. That's up from an initial investment of up to $5 billion. And then watching shares of Liberty Media, they're higher. Lots of news out of the media company, including CEO changes and spinoffs. David's all over it. We're going to have more for you on that one coming up. But guys, I think we should talk about the big number of the day, which was inflation, the overall CPI number. There's good news and there's bad news. The good news, it was a consensus number, and it doesn't really throw us off our trend of lower inflation. The bad news, there's evidence of sticky inflation under the hood. So if you look at the overall
It's a fucking retarded comment.
number, we're looking at there's a look at some of the.
So this gets rid of shelter. You're 100% right about that. That's coming out, but that doesn't get rid of auto, and it doesn't get rid of insurance. So this is not sticky.
Core numbers. The overall number, if you look at
I'd probably only buy stock.
a line, goes down to 2.6%
For me.
year over year. So again, that was pretty much in line. The monthly changes, month to month.
Do we have news on
also
iron?
in line, 0.2% gain in October. There's the line, and you can see still progress, but we're kind of stuck around these levels, and we're not at 2%, which is where the Fed wants to be. Though they do target PCE, not
I wouldn't buy
necessarily
options.
CPI, but those two are correlated. I just want to point out the core index, because the core index, and I don't like to round on this because it's very important, 0.28%.
CLSK, buy now or wait. I don't know, VR. It's up to you, man, on what you need. We've just hit a key resistance, the golden retracement zone. That's a big deal. Oh, we're going to have Trump talking a little bit. I'm going to let this finish real quick, and then we're going to jump to Trump. And then I might call it early today, guys. This has been an amazing day. But again, just remember, we could be taking a breather here, even with the good news that we got today. The market looks solid. Maybe we recover in the afternoon, but draw the FIB for memberships. It's already broken out. But focus on the positive and be ready for things to take a little bit of a breather. This is huge. I do think, though, that by Monday, if we continue the way we're going, we could see markets going up to the 95 and the 100,000 mark starting early next week, as long as we don't get any craziness.
% monthly gain. And that was compared to 0.3% in September. So a little bit better, but also, that year-over-year number, core CPI.
I'm CLSK, closer to the 30 range. Real quickly, so people are asking when I'm taking profits from this. This is probably the last question I'm going to answer for now, guys. So if you look here, like magic, what did we do? We went right up to the breakout zone. If you look at this on the daily time frame, this is the breakout zone, right? This is it. This is what we wanted. And we got right up to it. Now we're trending. We're establishing a base on volume. It's down 5.67. This is probably a good time to buy CleanSpark, in my opinion, because what we're going to do is consolidate here, and then we're going to break out. Then it's a real quick trip to 22. I will take some profits there. Then we're going to go all the way up to 30. I will take some profits there. Then the golden retracement zone at 40. I will be 100% out of CleanSpark options at that time. Okay? So that's the idea. This chart is on the Discord. You can see the alerts in here where I have them, right? So, and I probably need to move these just a hair. That's the previous high. Let me grab, I need to delete some of these down here. But you can see this fib line. You can see the next fib line up here. And so these are the key zones, guys. I mark the key zones with these alert notifications. And you guys should have access to all this stuff. Again, it's there in the Discord. So let me save this real quick. But yeah, I need to adjust this real fast while I'm here. I need to get better at cleaning up my charts in real time so that you guys can have the updated ones in the Discord. But this is great. This is like a perfect little consolidation right here. So I'll be, again, guys, I'll be 100% out of options by the time CleanSpark goes up 150% roughly. I'll be 100% out of options. Just so you know. And some of that is subject to change, like everything. What the fuck is going on with this camera? Sorry, you're not seeing this. Let her finish real quick.
Carl, 3.3%.
Oh, it's down 10%. I'm probably going to buy her some iron right now. And then we got Trump talking in a second, guys. Elon Musk is at House GOP with Trump.
It's basically where it was in June. So
Elon Musk, Trump, I think her name's Kay. She is the daughter of Donald Trump Jr., I want to say. She calls Elon Uncle Elon. So you guys better realize what's coming. It's going to be fun.
if you're looking for evidence of stickier inflation that the Fed should be worried about, you see it there, and it's in the services sector, and it's still in housing. And if you look at where the inflation was and where the inflation wasn't, we broke it down by category. Used cars and trucks had a weird monthly surge, 2.7%. Electricity was a big component, shelter.
I'm going to buy Mara.
Food still rising, and where the subtractions are
I might buy
inflation
Iron,
or
too.
the disinflation is coming from, it's in fuel, gasoline, and apparel with a 1.5% decline in prices on the month. So again, you know, interestingly, the market took it as increased odds of a rate cut in December. They went up to in the 70%, but I'm not sure there's anything in there that makes me more confident of a rate cut in December, because if you are worried about stickier prices, you do see that in some of these, especially core numbers. If you know, Fed paid attention to core services ex housing, that was the super core that they wanted to look at, and that's still elevated above 4% year on year.
Jim mentioned auto insurance, just the 50% gain in a few years. Food away from home up 3.8 year on year. The only bright spot is that,
again, guys, auto insurance is going to roll over. We know this. We know this from my research. We know this from Fundstrat and Tom Lee's. Okay.
if inflation's running 2.6, wages running above it for an 18th consecutive
Nice
month.
That's very good. Real wages, real wage growth. That we would like to see wages higher than inflation. It keeps consumer spending up.
Yes.
But the overall inflation numbers, are they coming down fast enough for this Fed? That's going to be the question if they don't have to worry about it. Another bright spot, if we're looking at bright spots, remember all the angst about grocery prices, paying more. Food at home has been running cheaper than food away from home. And if you look, there's a great bar chart where you can see just how much progress we've made. It's only gaining 1.1% now from last year. And that, as you can see, is a very steep decline from where we were at the very high levels just as recently as last year or the year before. So the grocery prices are showing some good signs.
Yeah, she's searching so hard. I know.
Not so good sign. You know, people are watching, Carl, these break-even rates, which is basically the market telling.
So you just have to remember that Carl and her are both Democrats to the core in New York City. They have a bias towards this stuff being worse than it is.
Telling you expectations about inflation, especially the 5-year break-even rate, has really perked up in the last
I don't know,
few days.
BD.
So
I don't know.
the combination
I don't know
of Trump
fundamentally
tariffs,
about lemonade and
better
insurance
growth
to be able to answer that.
People in the market rethink the inflation trajectory and may cause the Fed to pause or do a lot less.
There's a look at the president-elect in Washington, D.C. this morning. He's at the Hyatt meeting with the House GOP. We'll take a look at this pictures of this conference this morning. Interesting. I mean, there's so much happening. There's the expected nominees that we're getting and the appointments that we're getting from the transition. Both houses of Congress will vote for leadership today. Senate's looking for their first new leader in about 18 years. It looks like President-elect's going to speak. Let's take a listen.
It's nice to win. It's always nice to win. A lot of good friends in this room. So you know we had like historic kind of numbers, especially for the president, but we won't get into that. But the House did very well.
He's
and I
such
think
a
we're
nerd.
responsible for 31, helping you with 31, meaning we could have lost by quite a bit, and we ended up, I guess you'll be 5 up. Are you looking at 5 or 4? 5 or 4, right? Doesn't matter. We get used to 1 for a little while. When you can get used to 1, you can get used to anything. So I just want to thank everybody. You've been incredible. We worked with a lot of you to get you in, and you helped me, and you helped me too. And my numbers were, so they say, the 129 years is the most important election in 129 years. That's pretty good. I said, who is
Also, the largest blowout in 34.
129 years. What was that, Doc Ronnie? Who's 129 years ago? I never looked because it started at being 100, and then they upped it to that. But it's a great compliment. We won the majority by 7.1 million. We won, which is great because Republicans aren't supposed to be winning the majority, Marjorie. You know that, right? And we won that, and we won it every way, all 7 swing states by a lot. And then to Michigan was great. Couldn't be better, I'll tell you. Michigan was great. And we had a couple of people, almost New Jersey is right, just a few points. It's got them very worried because they say, well, next time if we go up even a fraction of what we went up, you're going to win New York, you're going to win New Jersey, you're going to win places that weren't winnable. California, too. I think without one speech, without campaigning at all in California, if you think we were lost by 9 points. I mean, 9 points in California, and it's very doable. It would be really doable if they changed the election process. If that.
Getting a new head of the Secret Service today. Oh, this is what was happening earlier.
Okay, we'll see what's going on
Stupid
with the AV
shit.
department over at the Hyatt.
What
if we
the
get
hell?
the president back, we'll bring his remarks to you. Interesting, talking about the margin of victory, which I Trump White House released yesterday. Economists, a lot of people.
What the fuck?
These near-term restricted pressures.
All right, fuck this. We're going to find this on X. That's stupid. I think it's going to be Dan Bongino. Let's see, Donald Trump. Let's see if he's live here. Is it here? I'm going to look it up on YouTube. If you guys have a link, please let me know. I want to hear what he was saying. I hate how mainstream media always fucks that shit up. Donald Trump live. All right, 1 second. Wait, this isn't... When is this? 48 minutes ago. What the actual fuck is going on here? Ah, here we go. 1 second.
Who is the 129 years? What was that, Doc Ronnie? Who's 129 years ago? I'd never looked because it started at being 100, and then they upped it to that. But it's a great compliment. We won the majority by 7.1 million. We won, which is great because Republicans aren't supposed to be winning the majority, Marjorie. You know that, right? And we won that, and we won it every way, all 7 swing states by a lot. And then Michigan was great, couldn't be better, I'll tell you. Michigan was great, and we had a couple of people, almost New Jersey is right, just a few points. It's got them very worried because they say, well, next time if we go up even a fraction of what we went up, you're going to win New York, you're going to win New Jersey, you're going to win places that weren't winnable. California, too. I think without one speech, without campaigning at all in California, if you think we were lost by 9 points. I mean, 9 points in California, and it's very doable. It would be really doable if they changed the election process. If they.
1 second. Did it really go out? What the fuck? That literally was the feed that went out. What the fuck is happening? All right. What the fuck? What the fuck? Why did that happen? Were they not supposed to be there? What the actual fuck? What the fuck was that? Okay, so I guess that just ended. That's weird. Whatever. Wild. Okay, let me just jump back over here. We'll get live with these guys.
Simpler structure, or at least one that is moving.
No, I still have MSTU in another account, but I exited all the stuff in my main.
Moving towards a great deal of simplicity. Those who follow the company closely may be aware that the tracking stocks and the like of Sirius or the Atlanta Braves, all of these structures have been collapsed, and now Charter also.
And sorry, guys, I know people have asked if I could like show a percentage. I have accounts all over the place, and I haven't found a good tool to link all of them together. So it's really, really hard for me to be able to be like, oh, this was this set percent that I took out. I have a rough idea, but I can't always just name that stuff off the top of my head because, again, I have as you get more money, you have tons and tons of accounts because you want to follow SPIC insurance and you want to try and diversify your risk. And so it becomes really hard. But yeah, I still have some MSTU, but I sold a decent chunk. It could go up today. I do not care. I've got so many great investments right now. Yeah, it's all good.
So being collapsed, that is the...
No, it can't, because I doubt portfolio performance can help, because you have to have APIs for some of this stuff too. Otherwise, you have to manually enter all of it, right? So it could be some work. The problem I find too, it's not even just the API access, it's options. I don't find any of these portfolio things that do a good job with options. If you guys have a good one that can handle options and show me what the prices are now, great. But I can't find them. So, whatever.
Ownership of
Greg.
And I'll speak to Greg.
That's great.
And also Chris Winfrey.
Does it do options, JW? Does it give me option prices, and can it do it across all of my accounts? Can it do it across like 8 exchanges? I don't like Webull. It's a Chinese company. Stay the fuck away from it.
Charter as well, who obviously is a part of these announcements. But yeah, Maffei, 19 years, so many deals. I think they sent a chart. I don't know if you want, if we have that, but you can't make.
Yeah, so that's the problem, right? So I can't get a portfolio. So to well-capitalized sellout says options, you need a broker feed. We use Interactive. Well, that's great. But if I've got accounts in all these different portfolios and not all of the exchanges provide API access, and then also I can't get like all-in-one performance calculator that's able to literally, again, show me prices with options, an actual performance portfolio thing that shows me the price of options. It doesn't do me any good, right? Because the numbers won't be right, and then I don't get an accurate portfolio allocation. It's just, I haven't found a good tool for this. If you guys know of the perfect tool, great. Otherwise, though, I think I'm still screwed because I don't think Ally has good API access, and that's the main account. I've been moving money out of it, but again, it sucks. It's just there's a lot of things I got to figure out.
Make it out really, but.
And if I was a good programmer, I could probably do that to where I pull from feeds that give me options. Really, I'm amazed somebody hasn't created a product like this. Frankly, it's got to be out there. I just haven't found it.
But it just shows on the scramble of different companies and all the things that have happened during his tenure. Where they end up now, of course, is a lot more simplicity.
HF Software.
Siri in 09, Charter stake in 13, Live Nation in 10, the Braves in 07, and of course Formula One a number of years.
Well, there's a great documentary on Peacock about what he did and what the vision was in buying F1 and growing it into what it is right now, which I think a lot of people say is a really strong.
Oh wait, did you do that? Did you do that?
Yes, it's on Peacock. You can find it. It's called Inside Track. But in all seriousness, you know, Greg loves Formula One. I think he's going to stay special advisor.
Yeah, not all of them do. The older brokers don't have good access to their APIs. They just don't allow it. They suck.
To Formula One.
Yes.
But if that's all the company is, it does feel like, you know, he's done the deals. It's in a good place.
No,
and that company is operating out of London. Stefano Domenicali runs it. I mean, he's not going to do that job, right? Stefano goes to 24 races every single year. So I think on the why would he, this seems weird kind of comment that
Yeah, so to be clear, guys, there's also major security concerns that go with API access towards this data, especially anything that's my accounts. I hope you understand that. Yeah, I hope you do. Hopefully you guys all have enough of a security background to understand the complications of letting somebody get access to your exchanges in order to be able to pull information from it. And you definitely can't give them read only. And even then you have to limit what they can read. There's a lot of things that come into that. And again, if the API doesn't allow it, then it doesn't even help.
I've been getting, especially from the F1 folks.
Yeah, if you can get read-only API keys.
It's really not. They have all the pieces in place there.
And if you can, and then the read-only API keys need to be read-only on the things that they should only have access to, and not important, crucial information that they shouldn't be able to read. Bitcoin getting ready to go above 92,000 again, guys.
And Greg may be off to do something bigger.
Yeah, I tried Yahoo Finance.
I don't know if bigger, but different. And he remains a board member of many of the Liberty-related companies, whether it be Trip or Sirius, and a number of others as well. But yeah, we'll see what his next chapter involves. Given how he doesn't like to sit still, I can't imagine he's going to not be doing something.
Young, right? Young.
Thank you for saying that.
Young.
Thank you. You don't say
All
that
right,
about
guys.
me. And
I've been rolling for like 2.5 hours. I think the market is just kind of chilling, digesting stuff. I want to look over here real quick at the stock market. So we know Bitcoin's getting ready to break again, which is badass. Let's look over here real quickly. So I love to see this, guys. This is so good. We're seeing rotation out of Microsoft, Google, Meta, NVIDIA, some of these other tech plays. Apple looks pretty flat on the day. We're seeing rotation out of this stuff and into smaller caps. That's beautiful. Into finance, into Palantirs, into just smaller related things. I love that the credit cards are getting hit. They should. But this is a really healthy mix of rotation, guys. I don't care. Oh God, guys, you got to realize the last conversation I give a fuck about is I feel like my miner A is lagging behind miner B. And then what about miner C? I don't care. If you guys want to talk about miners all day and whether one is outperforming another, go somewhere else. That is not something that I'll be focused on here. They all go up. It doesn't matter. Don't run from one that's lagging. I don't like HUD. I think Sue is great. She's cute at the very least, but I don't like HUD. I like companies that are focused on Bitcoin mining the most. My only HPC play is Iron. I like companies that have Bitcoin too. Those are my top. I don't know. Miners are just like, I don't like Cores either. Cores doesn't have any Bitcoin. They already went bankrupt once, guys. You want companies like CleanSpark, okay? You want companies like Mara. They're the ones that have the biggest piles of Bitcoin. What happens when Bitcoin goes up? They do better, right? And they're the largest miners by hash rate. And they had a wicked net income loss for CleanSpark this quarter, but look at it otherwise. Look at how well they maintained their revenue generation outside of, really the fastest growth expansion of any publicly traded miner. Look at their miner hash rate. It never took a break. It's just keeps going, and it's well over 21 now, guys. It's in the 30s, and these things are going to be like, get miners that actually own Bitcoin. Get miners that own Bitcoin, because their balance sheets went from like this down here to, in dollar terms, much higher, and you want that kind of stuff. And Mara is one of the best. The mining mafia on X is insufferable. I unfollowed the mess. It's just a bunch of amateurs. Don't get me wrong. I like a Bitcoin mining guy. It makes me laugh. But like that crypto klepto guy that was like the Mara pigs, those people are all retarded. Or they're hanging out with retarded people. One of the two. I just couldn't deal with it. It was too much noise for me. I know that all of it goes up. So I don't care about it. I care about the macro view. I care about the things that are important. PayPal is a crypto stock too. I agree. Yep, good call. Somebody posted that. Sorry, on X. But guys, I think I'm good. I think all in all, this is going to be a good day for the markets. I think there's a lot of good stuff coming ahead. I don't think it hurts to have some dry powder. I've got 6 figures of it right now. Not a lot, just a couple percent. But anyway, it's been a wonderful day. I really appreciate you guys so much. I got super emotional. I actually had to take a break and step away for a second. But I really appreciate all the kindness that you guys afford me. I'm going to work really hard to give, not financial advice, but give as much insight that I can in regard to the macro and the fundamentals, the financials, and the technicals of everything that we talk about daily on here, okay? So look forward to a 92,000 breakout. Again, 95, 100, they could totally happen this week. I wouldn't put it past it. I still think Tom Lee that said that we might have 150,000 by the end of the year? I don't think that's crazy. I know, right? Because my main target for Bitcoin is 280,000. So if you guys didn't know that, that's my target. I'll probably be well out of it before that. Or at least I shouldn't say out of it, because I have Bitcoin on hardware wallets too. But I will be out of all my leverage plays and in most of my holdings, and be looking towards other things and or at least reduce a lot. No, I'm not doing a market recap. I've actually been staying away from those. I might do more in the future, but right now I'm trying to spend that time doing research on investments and looking at the macro, because I need to be directionally right. The best thing I can do is be right about all the macro and the fundamentals. And then TA is easy. TA is like a retarded no-brainer thing. So 92,000, yeah, it looks like it, guys. 92,000. Who's ready to make some more money? All right, I'm out, guys. I love you. We're gonna since this is Trump's world right now, we're gonna go out with a little bit of Trump. I will see you guys tomorrow morning, bright and early. Peace out.
I got love for every nation. I got love for all races. I got love for all religions. Got love for so many places. No love for a politician, a congressman, or a senator if the country that they put in first ain't the United States of America. No love for these politicians with corporate interests in other countries. Only one that I serve is God. I don't serve man, I don't serve money. No love for the people living in the USA but always hating it. Got a lot I probably shouldn't say to y'all. Matter of fact, I'll just pray on it. I'm pro-life, pro-God, pro-gun, not ashamed of it. Yo, worshiping military, killing babies, mutilating children, yelling Satanists. Supporting the troops in their tour doesn't mean that you're supporting the war. Supporting the freedoms that they fighting for doesn't mean that you're supporting the war. Supporting the country I live in and loving it doesn't mean blindly supporting the government. The world that we live in is trouble. The turn of the media, we should defund it. Supporting America for other nations does not make me a racist. If you like communism so much, I'll pay for your vacation. America first, the people are hurt. Got vets in the street with nothing to eat and nowhere to work. Sending our dollars overseas and funding these wars. No love for these politicians if they're not America first. America first. This country's protect their borders. It's not a controversial subject. I say cause the southern border, it seems to get people upset. I don't care what names you call me. We in $40 trillion of debt. Uncle Sam takes half your money, then you get a little refund check. I am America first. Kamala cares a better purse. I never sell out the people to raise my net worth. The Second Amendment is there to always protect my first. I'm a better rapper than Meg Thee Stallion, and I don't even have to curse. Let's keep the American dream alive and put an end to all the lies. BLM raised billions, and what did they do for black lives? Politicians promise you the whole world, then they backslide. What happened to Hunter's laptop? You know I'm most strapped up. Gun rights are human rights. Feminists been sold a lie. You can mess around and find out. Play stupid games with a stupid prize. God bless the whole USA, even the ones you hate me. Still fighting for you today, and no globalists paid me. America first, the people are hurt. Got vets in the street with nothing to eat and nowhere to work. Sending our dollars overseas and funding these wars. No love for these politicians if they're not America first. America